Hey, hey, get out of my way. I gotta see what Tony TGD's gonna say. Time to listen to the Geek Getaway. Cause I'm on so many geeky film games and TV shows. Maybe if we're lucky, the weather expose the Amico. Hey, hey, get out of my way. This season isn't hot takes, so you might as well stay. It's time to listen to the Geek Getaway.
What's up, meatbags? It's the often imitated, never duplicated Tony TGD. This is another Gabbing with Geeks, and joining me tonight is a full house. We got Gary, the obsessive, compulsive, bad taste in games gamer. What's up, Gary? How's it going?
You got that wrong. It's the Sega God. Thank you very much. I am doing good.
And of course, in the lower left corner, we got Ninja Kitty himself. What's up, Ninja Kitty?
Gary's lying.
I think he said he was downing some wieners.
No, that was Days Gaming who was downing some wieners.
I thought he said Italian sausages.
Ooh, gross. What's going on, fellas? I'm doing well. Glad to be here. Sucking down wieners.
We got a lot to talk about. We got so much Amico action going on this week, so many videos, so many people jumping on the bandwagon. But before we get into that, I want to remind you to like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel. It makes me feel good, and I like feeling good. And you want to make me feel good, so subscribe to the channel. Come on. It doesn't cost you anything.
Nice and toasty inside.
It makes me warm and toasty. So, Gary, how's your week been? Why don't you start us off?
Oh, it's been pretty good. I mean, it's been boring, but it's been pretty good. I mean, nothing really fancy happened to me, other than I pissed you guys off with my Sega top 5. That's about it.
You were just complaining before we got on air. Gary was complaining his ass off. Now he doesn't want to share with the group.
Oh, okay. So the oldest was going to his uncle's this weekend, and was specifically told not to spend all his birthday money that he was getting from that side of the family, and he did just that. So we get a 13-year-old guy that's in a bit of a pickle, a little bit of trouble.
He's out there partying it up, throwing the dollar bills at the strippers,
hookers and blow.
Yeah. You can't trust kids. You can't give kids money. That's why parents hold on to it, right? You give them money, they spend it. I do that every week. I give money to my kid, and then it's just gone.
I was the same when I was a kid, though. I remember when my mom let me loose in the mall with like $30, and I went to the arcade and blew all $30. She was so pissed.
Yeah.
But they don't call me the obsessive gamer for nothing.
I mean, if your kid says they need $5 and you give them 10, you're not getting change, right? Give them $5. Find it. Ninja Kitty, how has your week been?
It's been kind of a crappy week. Everyone in my house is sick, except me. So that's always fun. And then online here,
sick from? What's going on over there?
The vids.
Yeah, I heard about that.
They got the COVID.
Hope they get better soon. Nobody wants to deal with that.
Been staying home for the last several days and stuck in front of a computer, so I've been trolling viewing stuff as much as I could.
Yeah, you've been trolling me pretty hardcore.
Gary, I was pretty easy on you. Did you not see my? I did something very nice for our friend the Canadian Gamer.
Oh, did you?
I saw that.
I retweeted his thing because he forgot to tweet directly to the people he was talking about, and I thought, hey, I'll be a nice guy and let them know what he said, and that was pretty fun. So I stirred the pot a little bit this week.
I saw Smash JT did a video response to that.
You did an angry one, topless.
It was kind of funny.
And a couple other things.
Nobody tops the angry video that Ben Silverpong did, friend of the show.
Oh no,
Ben,
definitely not. That was great.
He let it fly. Yeah.
He was more wild than like an Ultimate Warrior 1989 promo. Like that has to get played later.
Both of them. I mean, his epic rant and the little mini
follow-up.
They were both great.
He did a follow-up video too.
Yeah,
like today was like 24 minutes.
All this took place today. I've been too busy playing Sega all day. Like I said, the kids are gone, so I've just been putting in the time, getting butching up on that video that's coming here soon. My top
Gary,
5, so
you had the house to yourself. Did you work out heavily for that weight loss challenge you guys have?
I did.
We're gonna get to that later. That's a little bit later. But Days Gaming, how has your week been?
My week also has been kind of shit. My family is not sick, but work has been kind of crappy this week. The weather has sucked. It's been cold. Woke up this morning, there was snow all over the ground. But the good news is today is basically my Friday with the next 2 days off. Got big plans tomorrow. Gonna go see the new Sonic movie.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's not really my choice, but the family wants to see it. So the first one was actually decent, and I have respect for them that they listened to the fans and changed the look of Sonic. So I will support them because a lot of things in today's age do not listen to fans. So
yeah.
And then I got, I'm going to be doing some gaming tomorrow. I got some videos I'm going to make. So I'm really looking forward to having the next couple days off.
Sounds good. And of course, everybody wants to know how my week's been because my week has been fan-fucking-tastic. So I don't know if you guys remember, but I had bought a new fancy new gaming computer that just kind of blew up within like the first couple of days.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So I contacted the people. I said, hey, give me a replacement. I want to send it in. Send me one back. They said, fine, no problem. So I got it sent out by UPS. And the asshole who handled my case put it in as a refund and not a replacement. So I got my money back. And I got the money back that I put for the protection plan. However, the new software that I bought, I didn't get the money back on that, obviously. So I'm out about $50-$60.
Ooh. Yeah, that's not cool. And did you or what was I gonna say? Did you end up getting that computer on sale? Did you kind of get screwed out of a sale price or anything like that?
No, I wasn't on sale.
Oh, okay. Well,
so hopefully, I'll probably in a couple weeks. You know me, I always procrastination. So maybe in a couple of weeks, I'll go back and get a new one, and we'll have another epic journey about me fucking up a brand new computer yet again. I finally got the Steam Deck out of the box, played it, set it up.
How was that?
It's pretty good. I like it. I'm not really big on handheld gaming, but to just sit in the bed, play some Steam games while I watch TV, it works out good.
Well, Tony, when you get tired of it, you can just send it to me, and I'll take it off your hands. Not for free, of course. I'll pay you.
Oh well, this one costs like $700, Gary. So I don't know if you want to buy it.
You bought the super expensive one?
No, this one just happens to cost $700. It's the
okay. I got
one.
you. I got you.
But I mean, I'll sign it and everything if you want.
Wow.
So we got that going on, and of course, the emails have been coming in. Everybody who's interested in Project Unicorn, they want to get involved. All these developers and industry titans have been contacting me. More on that later. So it's been a pretty busy week, but I'm looking forward to next week. Big plans. Hopefully, Blinded Braille will be done with his schoolwork, so we can get back to putting clips up and getting the channel back together and running things the way we want.
Schoolwork, yeah. Poor kid.
Yeah. I mean, what's more important, this YouTube channel or his potential future and college and all that shit? obviously this channel, right? So
yeah, fuck all that.
we all agree that he needs to rededicate himself to getting shit done here. As far as this show goes, we're going to be talking about Moon Knight episode 2. Probably I'm the only one who saw it.
Yep.
We're going to do a little weight loss update. Let you know how that's been going. We're going to talk about the Amico, of course. Gary's bad game taste. It's terrible, terrible. He likes some of the shittiest games known to man. Thinks they're good.
I like all games, thank you.
And of course, we're going to go over the brand new codename Project Unicorn. That's not the official name. That's just the code name we're using right now. More on that later. But I think that's it for the intro. Almost 11 minutes. I think we did pretty good there. Hopefully, Blinded will be able to clip it. Last week's show, still blocked worldwide thanks to Mr. Shab.
CBS.
Shab.
Yeah, thanks to Shab.
Yeah, what a loser.
And I did try to fight the strike. I was like, hey, we just watched the clip. We commented on it. We fucking transformed it. I gave the whole thing. And CBS is like, no, fuck you. We're not taking it off.
See, this is why I don't like that transformative shit. Even when you're doing the right thing, you still get fucked.
Well, we can still appeal it. However, if we appeal it and lose, we'll get an official strike on the channel.
Yeah, not worth it.
And because it's a live stream, a strike on a live stream means they take away your live stream privileges for like a month.
Ooh, that would suck.
So hands are kind of tied. I'm going to try to download it later and clip out some of the things because there was a couple of epic moments in that live stream that need to live on. Me and Gary arguing.
Oh, yeah.
Dorkside says you have great taste in games. I disagree. I do
Thank
like
you.
this new logo.
I do.
Dorkside, by the way. I think
he's trolling.
You don't believe him?
I think you're trolling.
Yeah.
You've been trying to catch a big one all week. And all you caught was the COVID. Oops.
I didn't.
Ninja Kitty's immune. He's like a ninja. He just runs away from the COVID. Project Unicorn probably towards the middle of the show after we talk about some other fun stuff. Obviously, Amico at the end when everybody comes around. I ask, that's what I'm talking about. School with a loser, right? You don't need school. It's a scam anyway. Let's see who we got all here. We got MIDI Music says he's gonna pop in later. Francis Candy, what's up? Tommy Amico.
What's going on, Tony?
Ninja Kitty, Mike
Tony.
G, Templars, Beef Jerky. Who else we got?
What's going
Brian
on,
Amato,
guys?
New Face, what's up? Retro Bro trying to act like his reputation ain't completely ruined. Yeah, I mean, I like Retro Bro. He's a nice guy. We talk, but he did kind of go headfirst into the Amico stuff. And
We all make mistakes.
has anyone heard of Peter Oliphant? The name sounds familiar.
Peter Oliphant.
Yeah, you're thinking of Timothy Oliphant. That was the dude
No.
who did.
I googled it. He, if you read lower in the comments, Mike G has a little bit about it. About Peter.
I've never heard that name, but
He's friends with John Alvarado and Phil Adam.
oh, okay.
So it's not the hitman, Timothy Oliphant. And while Tony looks for that, Gary, Toe Jam and Earl, come on. Garfield.
Yes, good games.
Terrible.
Solid games.
I've never played Toe Jam and Earl, but I think it looks cool.
That's a good game. It's about micromanaging and trying to stay alive. It'd be a ninja in that game.
Can't you you're going up levels, right? Like up, and then you can fall back down.
Yeah. So basically, the goal is to find all the pieces of the ship, and you're given. You can play either a fixed world or a randomized world, and you have to really micromanage your items because the higher you get, the more difficult it gets, and enemies will literally drain you with like 2 or 3 hits, and
Right.
they'll surround you. So it gets very difficult towards the end of the game. And
It's co-op as well, isn't it? Can it be co-op?
It is, and the nice thing about it being co-op is that it splits.
Yes,
when you're
I've seen
when
that.
when you're together, yeah, it's all one screen. But when you split, it goes into a split screen mode. It's very unique in that aspect. It's a great game. One of my favorites. My top 2.
So we're talking about Peter Oliphant that was at Interplay. I'm seeing here. He did Mr. Cool, Disney's 102 Dalmatians, Lexi Cross, Rocket Ranger, Dragon's Keep, Mickey's Space Adventure.
Rocket Ranger? Just sounds wrong.
The former child actor, apparently.
Oh, wow. And he's friends with John A. Good stuff.
Good stuff, yeah. So, I mean, he's got the inside track. He knows what's going on, right? He says the comment is on No Square Gamers Ultimate unboxing video. He says that they will wrap the controllers and put them in the bottom after John A. clearly says otherwise, so he returned with I know them. Y'all people need to know how to type.
I've been bad with the spelling. But between my misspelling and my autocorrect on my phone, I've looked like a total moron this week.
There was some pretty bad stuff I noticed in the some spelling errors you had in the chat earlier.
Yeah.
So you're blaming autocorrect for putting Garfield on that list?
No,
Yeah,
no,
probably.
that was intentional.
Mike G says so. He's for real. I guess if that is the real Peter Oliphant, right? I don't. Without seeing the comment and seeing and going through his fucking YouTube channel and stuff, I can't say. But that is a name that exists in reality that is connected to John Alvarado in some way. I see it says everyone at my work took Mad Max's advice. We're all stepping away from our jobs to look after our parents, but we'll still fly out and play air guitar on weekends. Yeah, Max was a little upset that I asked him a tough question on the show the other day. He's kind of mad.
He let you back on his live stream though for that 10 minutes. I got him to let you on.
Yeah, Carl deleted his videos again.
What?
Maybe he's talking about from before.
Hopefully, I mean, you never know. But yeah,
I'll check that real quick.
If you guys don't know, Mad Max had a live stream, and I jumped on there for a couple minutes, about 10 minutes. He had this guy Enosh on there, and Enosh was basically trying to compare the arcade one-ups. Like, well, if people buy arcade one-ups for like $700 for 2 games, why wouldn't they buy an Amico for $350?
Because it's such the same kind of argument. Oh my god, that's such a bad argument.
That's what I said. That's why I was like, let me on and I'll explain. And I was like, dude, it's like a luxury item. I'm like, you could buy a clock. You could buy an alarm clock, right? You got all kind of alarm clock brands. And I'll say, hey, I'm going to make a new alarm clock, but I'm going to charge you $50 for an alarm clock. And when you complain, I'll be like, well, Rolexes cost like $300, and they both tell time. So why wouldn't you buy the $50 alarm clock?
Well, in the day that Evil Knievel is on an arcade machine, the current Evil Knievel that you see on the Amico is on an arcade machine, and it's beloved by, hundreds of thousands of gamers,
dozens
worldwide,
dozens of people,
dozens.
Then I could understand
Tens and
kind
tens.
Beef Jerky says there's a $300 Rolex. I don't know how much Rolexes cost.
It's a faux Lex.
Yeah. I was just, making numbers out of the point was that a luxury item that you buy for the name more than the actual functionality of the item is different from something that you buy for functionality. An Amico is not supposed to be like a showpiece that you bought. Like, hey, look at the prestige I got from buying it.
Well, Tony, that maybe that's why all those LEDs were put on the console.
Yeah, good point.
Centerpiece of the living room, right?
Centerpiece, yeah, showcase right there.
You guys ready for the light show?
Yeah,
A shit piece.
And then Enosh was trying to say, well, all those arcade one-ups are retro. They're retro games, and that's why people are buying. I'm like, dude, there's really no real arcade games anymore, right? Like they don't get made.
Well, there are, but it's right. It's not like it was in the 80s and early 90s. That fad is dead. I mean, pinball machines are still like heavily made today, and arcade machines are, but
not pinball machines.
Arcades are still made.
They're still made. It's just like they're just not. It's not popular to go to an arcade anymore. I get your point, Tony, but they are made.
I had a blast at Dave and Buster's 2 weeks ago.
But when we talk about arcade machines, I'm not talking about like a big like motorcycle that you ride on that has like a mobile game that you're playing.
No, we talk about they make regular art. Yeah, they make regular arcades still.
They still make like the shooters and stuff that you can get in, like with the guns and that's still pretty popular.
I mean, no, you're right. A lot of them are more fancy, like you said, like shooting type games and racing type games. But they do make. There are like some that come out. They're not made like they were back in the day, but they still make them.
The popular ones are more about like the experience, like having the gun and sitting on the motorcycle and shit. Like they can't just throw up they don't hardly do just a regular arcade cabinet anymore because nobody's going to play it.
Right. Not just that, no one's really making arcade style games. I mean, most developers are just making console games because that's where the money is.
Yeah, well, it's changed over time because consoles are so much better now. Before, arcades, you had to have them because that was the only way to get like that real good gaming experience.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we're getting in the weeds though, fellas. So let's
a little bit, just a little bit.
Reel it back.
Okay, reel it in a little. The point was that there is a prestige to owning, say, a Pac-Man arcade machine versus something that's newer, like an Evel Knievel arcade machine.
Right. It's not the same thing.
Right, so yeah, it is retro. The arcade one-ups are retro, but they're not making like every single old school. It's not like some shitty old school game, right? It's not like fucking Custard's Revenge arcade one-up, right? No one's gonna buy that shit.
Oh my god!
Actually, someone probably would buy that shit. Never mind. But
Gary,
that would be great. That's a good idea. We're gonna do that.
Custard's Revenge interactive VR experience.
They might have that in Japan.
They might. But yeah, the point was that arcade one-ups are more for display purposes, not so much functionality. We all know it is true. I mean, I don't go around like, hey, you got to come up to my room and see my PlayStation 5. But if I had a bunch of arcade one-ups, I'd be like, hey, check out my fucking cool ass arcades. But that said, I thought that was a stupid argument anyway. I mean, the Amico is a console. It's comparable to other consoles. It's not an arcade one-up. It's not a plug-and-play. It's not, anything else. It is console. So it should be compared to other consoles and things that function that way. You can play more than one game. There's new games.
In fact, you could actually save the money on the Amico, buy the arcade one-up, and just get those games on your arcade one-up. Astro Smash, Evel Knievel. Well, aren't they free on the phone still?
No.
Evel Knievel wasn't free. I had to pay
Moon Patrol was the only
free.
Moon Patrol was the only one you could play, but they've pulled that shit.
Yeah. Anyway, that was the reason why I jumped on Max's train. But we're gonna go ahead and move into the topic that we haven't covered in a while. We probably should, because I know Gary
man,
ballooned in size. Gentlemen, we're gonna be talking weight loss update. Myself, Days Gaming, Gary.
I better go weigh in real quick.
I have no self-control.
Luckily for these gentlemen, as I was telling them before the show, Thursday, my job gave me free pizza from Illuminati's for going a year without any accidents at my job. No one got hurt. So they gave us free pizza. So because of that, I went ahead and cheated. Then later on, I ate a hamburger with fucking bread and everything. And I bought some candy. And so I did a little cheating this week. But I'm still hovering around 235.
That's probably what I had just for today. Shit. I got you beat.
But if you follow the channel, you'll see I regularly post the slop that I eat. It's just like tuna and mayonnaise and onions and stuff.
Yeah, Tony's been doing a good job. I can vouch for that. I've been pretty jealous. He's been sticking pretty good to his guns, and I've been cheating for the last like 2.5 months. I did good for about a month. I'm in trouble. Tony's going to take this one by a mile.
I just weighed myself, and there's tears in my eyes.
What are you at, Dazed?
230.
That's not bad. What did you start at?
230.
You haven't gained weight, so.
Yeah,
but I was down to 225, and Friday at my work they do like a snack thing where they bring in snacks, and I fucking went wild. Had way too many. It's been bad.
Tommy says that slop shit's disgusting that you eat, Tony. It's not disgusting. It's the last time I had it was what? It was tuna, 2 cans of tuna and water, some mayonnaise, onion, celery, a little bit of tomato, some hot sauce.
It's mind over matters what it is.
It's delicious. Before that, I had chicken in the can, mayonnaise, a couple of eggs. Time before that, chicken in the can, tiny bit of Chick-fil-A sauce, just for flavor.
Ooh, that shit's good. That Chick-fil-A sauce.
Onions.
I never had Chick-fil-A.
You've never had Chick-fil-A, Gary?
You know what? We have two. We have 2 or 1 around here, and they might have just built the second. Either they built the second one or they built the third one. Every time I drive by that place,
it's packed.
The line is fucking ridiculous, and I'm like, I always want to go there, but I'm like, I'm not waiting an hour to get food. So,
and those people move that line, dude. They are good. Like you'd
really?
be surprised how. Yes, you can go in there. They're good at it.
I mean, that's probably
going.
Why it's always long, then, right? Because they do through the drive. They got people outside.
Yeah, man, they know what they're doing, dude. You need to just get a regular Chick-fil-A sandwich. Get the mayonnaise that they give you. The waffle fries are freaking good. If you're feeling up to it, man, get a thing of lemonade.
That doesn't sound like you're going to lose weight eating that.
No.
I'm not losing weight right now.
Fried chicken sandwiches.
The mayo and everything.
Well, yeah, fuck.
Sounds good.
It's great,
Mario
dude.
says that my dietary intake would give him the runs for days. Probably it's not for everybody. Like I said, I go low carb, almost zero carb. I eat fat, meat, high protein, zero carb.
56K's got a good comment. It says Tony eats like his internet connection.
I do eat slow.
Double burn. That was well done, 56K.
It's meek. But no, I'm not doing so well right now. Putting on the pounds now. I've put back on the weight that I lost, and I think I'm 2 pounds over, fellas. So I have no control. I like to eat, but it's the old lady. I'm gonna blame it on the old lady because every time I'm like, okay, look, I need to get back on track. She's like tempting me with something really good. Yes, I'm weak.
Gary, my comment earlier. You said the old lady took the kids away for the day, so you had the house to yourself.
Yeah, and I was exercising.
You could have made whatever you wanted. Double fisting some Toe Jam and Earl.
I was good while she was gone. It was when she got home and she brought the rib kebabs home with the barbecue sauce and the French fries and the sweet honey roll. It was over.
Poor Gary.
Yeah, poor me.
you say
Poor
poor Gary or
Wisney.
Porky Gary?
Porky.
Portly Gary.
Touche, sir. Touche.
Beef Jerky says he eats a lot of tuna salad, but the stuff that I make looks too liquidy. I didn't use any eggs the last time, and it was a little thick, and the tuna was a little watery because it was in water.
You're not. You said you are using mayo, or you're not using mayo?
I do use mayo.
Now, when you eat, do you prefer mayo or do you like Miracle Whip?
Mayo.
Miracle
Mayo.
Whip is awful.
No, it's great.
It's
good.
sweet mayonnaise.
It's salad.
Ugh.
It's not mayonnaise. It's
I
salad
can't do
dressing.
it.
Everybody knows that. But
Well,
no,
sure, but it's kind of like you use it like mayonnaise. I just don't like that
Yes, right.
sweetness. I want
the tang.
just like that.
You don't like that tanginess?
No, I don't want the tang.
The tang is good.
Tang is nasty. The tanginess of Miracle
Have
Whip.
you guys ever had Duke's mayonnaise? Dude, Duke's mayonnaise is the shit.
I've never had dude's mayonnaise in my mouth days ever.
That's not what I heard.
Oh, we got jokes today, fellas. We got jokes.
Yes, Ninja Kitty is definitely full of them.
You said dude's mayonnaise in a mouth. I'm like, come on now.
Dukes.
Literally, come on now.
Dukes. Dukes.
Dukes. Okay.
Beef
Is that your,
jerky
friend, is that your
said,
friend's
bruh.
name?
Duke.
Bruh.
All right, fellas.
Duke's mayonnaise.
If I ate that shit Tony had, I'd shit myself. Like I said, it's not for everybody, right? What I eat is not for everybody. I understand that not everybody can handle it. You got to train yourself, get used to it. But once
I
you
gotta
do,
cast.
you put in that dedication.
I got a cast iron stomach. I usually don't get really bad over spicy foods or runny kind of stuff. Like I'm pretty good with most anything I eat.
Beef Jerky says I drained the tuna water. I did drain the water, but I didn't drain it well enough. I didn't squeeze the can.
You got to squeeze that lid down on it.
Yeah, but it had a pop top lid.
Yeah.
So when I squeezed, the tuna started coming out, and then I was like, I don't want to fucking.
Someone needs to make a better way to do that, because every time that I mess with my like every time I make elbow core tuna, I'm always squeezing half of the tuna fish out of the fucking can.
Really, I have no problem at all. I just take the lid.
The last couple times,
shove it up, and the juice comes out.
Well, usually I've
You shove it up, and the juice comes out.
Duke's mayonnaise coming out. Dude's mayonnaise.
The last couple of times I've made tuna fish though, I never had a problem with it, but I don't know, it was some slippery tuna, I guess.
Blinded said, "Dude's mayo needs to be clipped." Blinded
mayo.
needs to go back to doing his homework. You're not going to be on the panel, Blinded. You can't.
Yes, you can't listen.
Yeah.
You're grounded, young man.
56K warning says it's like eating melted ice cream. I love melted ice cream. I'd actually mix my ice cream so it gets all creamy.
Hold on, what are we talking? It's like eating melted ice cream.
I think he's talking about the what is it?
mayonnaise
The sweet?
or
No, the other one. The what is it called? The sweet mayonnaise. Miracle Whip. I think he's talking about Miracle Whip. Like drinking melted ice cream.
Miracle Whip's really I like that with my tuna fish, if I make a tuna fish sandwich or BLTs. I don't really care for it on a burger, because if I do a bacon
I just
burger.
don't like sweet things on my sandwiches. I can't do sweet pickles either. I want it to be just savory.
Yeah, I don't like sweet pickles. Sweet relish.
I don't think it's really that sweet.
I do.
I think it's more sweet if you don't eat it all the time. To me, it doesn't. It tastes more greasy, like how mayo tastes. I think it's just the thing. When's the last time you've had some? Has it been a long time? You just don't.
It hadn't been that long. Because you go to someone's house or something, and they pull that shit out, and you're like,
yeah. See, and that's the thing. I think because you don't eat it regularly, you pick up on it really quick because it's not your preference. But if you eat it all the time, it doesn't really. I don't know. It doesn't taste really that sweet to me.
This is supposed to be a weight loss update. We're talking about mayonnaise.
It's a good thing I already ate. It's not making me hungry.
Well, I can eat mayonnaise. On my diet, I can eat mayonnaise, eggs, bacon, meat. I do eat well. Everyone complains. I like the food that I eat. That's why I'm eating it.
Yeah, when I eat the diet stuff though, that's the problem. I don't mind eating oatmeal, and especially the way I make it, it's pretty healthy the way I make it, because I use the no sugar preserve in there, and it's really good. It's just I have no control on the other stuff that I like to eat. So
my main problem is the late night snacking. I get up and I get hungry and I freaking eat trash.
Yeah.
And it just sits on your stomach and you do nothing with it.
Yeah, and especially if you go to sleep right after you eat, it's not really good for you.
I do. That's my main problem. Other than that, I don't eat a lot during the day, but at nighttime I just get like hungry.
56K warning says you can eat it as long as you stay within your calorie limit. Here's the problem for me. I am just a bottomless pit. I could just eat and eat and eat.
Eat, yeah.
I used to take like 4,000 calories a day. You would have the stuff I eat, if you saw what I ate on a regular basis before this, you would be amazed that I don't look like fucking Boogie 2988. You'd be like, Tony, you should be fucking huge. Because I would eat like 4,000 calories a day. Easily. Every single.
I'm the same way. Like you would think that what I put away, like this guy's got a problem. How the fuck does he stay as thin as he is? I don't know. I must have a good metabolism because I put probably close to like what Tony's saying, like 4,000 shit, maybe 5,000 calories on a daily basis.
Damn.
I'm throwing shit back. Like I got a bottomless pit. It's like it's not necessarily bored eating, although I do a lot of bored eating, but most of it's just like I'm hungry. I want to eat. It's like I must need it for the energy. I don't know. I can throw some shit back. That's for sure.
I just like food. I like the way it tastes. Like, so if I eat a burger, I'm like, oh, I want another one because that tasted good. I could just eat like 3 or 4. I would literally eat like 2 Whoppers, a large fry.
Oh my God.
And a double cheeseburger. Plus
oh my God.
Then
that's a lot.
I'm not even finished
Your
yet.
poor heart.
Because then the kid would probably not finish some fries or something, so I'd finish the kid's fries. Plus
I'm gonna eat those too.
Half of their burger.
Nothing goes to waste.
And that was just one meal, right? That doesn't include the other 2.
Literally, Tony, you're full of shit.
Literally.
I had 1 hot dog tonight. That's it. 1 hot dog.
He still had 230.
If you just eat and not exercise, it might not work. I don't work out. I've never worked out.
Gary's pretty confident over there at his. What are you? 36? You said 35.
Yeah, I got a couple years, and then I'm gonna be in trouble.
40, and that metabolism just
stops. That metabolism just goes.
Well, I'm 41, and my metabolism hasn't gone yet. So,
see, I think that's part of my problem too. Is I work out as well, but I'm not doing like cardio. So anything I'm doing is muscle weight.
And that's a case by case basis, right? You know, everybody's family genes are different, and my dad did this. You know, it was the same well into his 50s. He ate a lot, and it hasn't been until he turned like probably 65. So the last like maybe 7 or 8 years, he's been gaining the weight at that point. But man, he would throw some shit back and not really gain the weight. So I think it kind of runs in the family too.
That is genetics as well. You're right. You might get lucky, but when I hit 40, dude, I just like it just all.
Yeah, that's like belly. Most people. Yeah.
Not me. I can eat for days. I have no self-control. I like food. I like things that taste good. So the only way for me to lose weight is to literally not have anything in the house that tastes delicious. No like candy. No fucking carbs.
Yeah, I'll destroy it all. Right. I have to be the same way. I destroy it all if it's in the house.
Like I would literally like eat a half gallon of ice cream like I'd eat in 2 days.
When I eat cereal, I eat like I do like where I'll pour half a bowl of milk, and I will fill the bowl up until the milk is gone, like with cereal. Like I only put I only put a little bit in at a time so that it stays kind of crunchy. But like I will eat until the milk is gone.
What Gary didn't say, it's the mixing bowl. Also, it's not just like a regular bowl.
No,
one of the big
mixing bowl,
silver bowls.
It's like, have you seen Forgetting Sarah Marshall, where he fills that whole entire bowl up? Yeah, it's done.
For myself, I just use Mexican Tupperware, which is a butter bowl. Fill that up with cereal. So it's like half a bag. Dorkside says he was shooting for the ideal measurements, 36, 24, 36. Turns out those measurements don't work for men. I just look awkward.
Yeah, that wouldn't work, dude.
It gets hot when you have to cover your man boobs with sweaters. You know what? I don't really have man boobs. I got like maybe an A cup. Maybe.
I only got the boobs when I sit down.
It's all in my belly. I got like a little spare tire. You would think I drink. I have like a fucking drinker's belly, but I don't actually.
Yeah, you got the Buddha belly.
Yeah, that's about it. But I think that's it for the weight loss. You got anything else on the weight loss? We're just gonna sit here talking about how much we love food for the next 40 minutes.
Well, we're not losing any weight, so we might as well talk about what we're doing, eating.
Yeah, let's move on. I'm sad. I might start eating again.
Yeah, stress eating.
He's sad because no Amico. He needs to stress eat.
I want my Amico.
Yeah, that must be a real thing right about now, huh? Stress eating for the Amico.
Templar says he's 29 and he can't eat the way he used to. I could put shit away, like I said.
Yeah, when I was 29, I could still eat pretty decent without any problem.
I mean, I'm like Tony. I eat just as good as I was when I was 29. But granted, that was only 7 years ago.
56K warning. Here's where you fucked up. Okay, you said small bowls so you could have seconds without feeling guilty. I don't feel guilty. Right? I can just eat that shit, no guilt. I think that's part of the issue, right? Because I'm not sad that I'm eating so much food. I'm just like, damn, that was delicious. I want fucking more, and I'll get it.
Yeah, I don't really feel bad for eating a lot. It'd be nice to be, a little bit healthier, but the old ladies is okay with my my body. I'm good. I'm happy with myself.
Yeah, Gary's not out there trying to pick up chicks, so it's all good.
Yep.
Me, on the other hand, I got to make sure that I don't blow up any bigger. Tommy would be a chunker if he stressed 8 about the Amico. He's not worried because everything works out. He's got the secret, and he just moves forward. As long as you think it'll happen or something, some shit like that.
Yeah, you don't dwell on the past.
Ninja Kitty, I heard, is actually kind of a big fella. He doesn't want to admit it. That's why he's staying quiet. But I heard. Did you see
his mitts yesterday? He put his hand on camera. He's got like catcher's glove.
He did.
He's got some super hands.
Gary, you're gonna feel silly after that. I actually have the opposite. I have
you have girly hands?
I do. They're very soft.
Sure, Ninja Kitty.
He's got little kitty paws.
We're making fun of the hand. He's gonna be like, "That was my wife's hand on camera," and we're gonna feel bad.
Man hands.
Yeah, like Seinfeld.
It helps when I give out the fist of fury. You know what I'm saying?
Woo.
Oh, okay.
Dang.
Hot take.
Spicy. Show's getting spicy already, and I am eating candy. I have a whole bag of fucking candy here.
I do like the comment of Dorkside of Gary is too busy playing Garfield to worry about chicks.
Damn right.
Speaking of Garfield, I guess we'll just move on to Gary's bad game takes.
my bad game takes.
So, if you're not aware, Gary, obsessive compulsive gamer here, has the worst taste in video games of the whole panel. But before we get into it, I want to remind you: like, share, subscribe. Makes me feel good. Makes me enjoy my time on YouTube. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You don't have to watch. Just subscribe to the channel. That's all it takes to make me happy. But Gary, you want to tell us about the tweet that you made, the little kerfuffle that you put in the community on Twitter?
I guess I could do that. But I did want to point out that Gary, at once upon a time on this channel, did have a indie spotlight. So at one time, my games were recognized as pretty good indie picks. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Those were future picks, not games that you played. So they don't count.
Kind of the same. It's close. It's close. It's not playing the game, but I'll jump in. So yesterday I posted on Twitter that Genovi's original post about Maximum Carnage, and we've been talking about it quite a bit, got me to thinking, hey, maybe I should make a top 5 list. So I went and did just that. I released my top 5 favorite Sega Genesis games.
No.
Of all.
That's not what you called it. You didn't say these were my favorite Genesis games. You said these were the top 5 Genesis games of all time.
Okay, so you guys took it wrong. Maybe I didn't
took what
clarify.
you said wrong.
I didn't
write it wrong.
He's walking it back.
I must have not filled it out properly for you gentlemen, because it is my 5. I mean, I did kind of make that clear kind of in the comments of that. But you're right. It wasn't clear for everybody. That was my top 5 games of all time. I thought I did make it clear, because I said I had 117 games in my collection, and those were games from my personal collection. So I was inferring.
Well, I would assume that you wouldn't buy shitty games, so I would assume that the games in your collection would be good.
They are good. I have a lot of good games in my collection. But be that as it may, I did do a top 5 list of my favorite games of all time. And those games were including number 5 was Rocket Knight Adventures. Number 4 was Pinocchio. Number 3 was Captain America and the Avengers.
Boo.
Number 2 was Toe Jam and Earl. And number 1 was Haunting starring Poltergeist. And those are my top 5 and my favorite games of all time on the Sega Genesis. Now, Tony and the crew got a little salty. They didn't like they didn't like my number 3 pick. They thought my Captain America and the Avengers. Oh, you didn't like any of my picks. Okay.
Rocket Knight Adventure is okay, but it's not that good of a game.
I'm still granted, we're still waiting for Tony's top 5 list. So I'll be glad to critique your list when it comes out, guys.
Yeah, I want to share. I'm going to share on the screen the exact tweet, because Gary's walking it back, and we can't let him walk it back.
I'm not walking nothing back. Bring it up. I'm not walking nothing back.
Here it is.
Top 5 Genesis games all time.
Yeah, it says, after some in-depth discussion over a certain game, I've decided to share my top 5 Sega Genesis games of all time. Not my top 5 favorite.
It says my. M-Y. It says my.
Right.
You could have said
those are
the
the 5 that
5,
you consider the top 5 of all time.
My top 5.
No,
it says my top 5.
Your top 5. But it's not your favorite. It's what you consider the top 5 games, right? The 5 best.
Of Sega Genesis, yes.
So you
my top 5.
Haunting, the best Sega Genesis game.
The best Sega Genesis. Yes, it is my top Sega Genesis game of that I have played. I'll also add that caveat, because like I said, under there it says I own 117. So that is part. I didn't add that because I can only write so much on Twitter. That's true, right? I only have so much to write, so I had to condense. My initial post was a lot longer than that, and I had to cut things out and condense it to fit it on Twitter, unfortunately, and that's why I stuck it in 5.
Why you make a thread. You put one out of whatever.
Well, I'm a boomer and I don't know how to fucking use Twitter, so I did it the way I did it.
You're like one of the youngest people on the panel, and you don't know how to use Twitter.
I even learned how to do that, but I had to Google it.
Well, I don't know if anybody knows, but yeah, I didn't really join Twitter until started streaming with you, Tony. That's you made me get Twitter, and I got Twitter.
Gary, question.
What?
If you have 117 games, how bad are the other 112?
They're all sports titles.
Well, let's see. See, the problem is if I list my 117, I'm going to get even more shit, because I got games like.
Gary, do you have Global Gladiators?
I do not.
You're not.
What about Cool Spot? You got
I do not.
Earthroom Gym?
Yes, not number 2 though.
Lion King?
I have Lion King. I have Aladdin. I have Splatterhouse. I have Punisher.
So you do have some Tony Tallarico games then.
Yes, I do. I have good games. It would make it worse if you've seen the actual fighting games that I have. You say, how the hell did Captain America actually make it to?
How
what
did
do you
any
consider?
of those actually make it to?
Because they're good games.
Are these like games that you have like a sentiment with, like a personal attachment with, or something that like growing up, or are these just games that you like?
it's a mixture of both, but it's definitely. I mean, here's the problem. Everybody says that you can't run off nostalgia. What game do you like that? What's your favorite game, Dace? Like, how do you pick a game that's not associated with nostalgia? It's almost impossible at this point.
Well, you'd have to have
games
two
are
different
30 years
categories.
old.
It would have to be two different. It'd have to have two different categories. You could say you have your favorite game that you played, like when you were younger. But then you could say, well, this is my favorite game that I've discovered as an adult.
Well, see, that's the problem. Is most of the games on Sega I played when I was a kid. Like almost, I would say 75% of my collection that I have of those 117 games I played as a kid. Nintendo's a little different. I think half of my collection on Nintendo I played as a kid. The other half I kind of experienced within the last 12 years. 12, 15
right.
years.
Gary, do you have Gunstar Heroes?
I do.
And that's not in your top 5? Dear Lord.
No.
Good Lord.
Why does my top 5 have to match everybody else's top 5?
Well, it doesn't.
It's called objective reality, Gary.
It's just that you have bad taste.
No, because
that's the topic.
Look at Blinded says making a thread is easy. Just click on the plus button when you're typing out a tweet.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a boomer. What can I say?
Templar says it's impossible to not have a favorite that is almost purely based on nostalgia. You could have games you could objectively
it's
look
very
at a
hard.
game and say, this game is garbage, but I like it because I played it as a kid. Right? You could admit that. Just admit to yourself that the game's crap. Like Maximum Carnage.
Here's Maximum Carnage is not a garbage game. That's totally bunk. It's a perfectly fine game. You guys have never played actual bad games in your lives, have you?
I have
games that were broken, unfinished.
Didn't you hear?
No, it's not broken and it's not unfinished. It's not a bad game. It's a frustrating, hard, difficult game. It's not a bad game. I've played worse. I played worse fighters that had lag, bad animations, terrible graphics, and shitty music. That game has none of those.
So it's the king of mediocre games. Then
it's not the best fighter on the system by far. I'll agree with you on there, but it's not a bad game. Bad is a strong word for what that game is. It's difficult, frustrating. It has good music, good animation, good art. It has a lot going for it. It's just frustrating and difficult. I mean, I beat Streets of Rage 2 today. I cannot believe I beat it. Granted, I only beat it on normal. Yes, I pushed the my not continues because you get 3 continues in that game, but I pushed the 1-ups up to I think it goes from 3 to 5 or 4 to 5. Now granted, that's still a hard game. I mean, that's just as hard as Maximum Carnage is. Why does everybody forgive Streets of Rage 2 for being so hard?
No, see, here's the problem, Gary. No one said that Maximum Carnage is hard. That's why it's bad. We said it's bad. It's hard. I didn't say anything about it's hard. I just said it's bad.
That's the biggest complaint is that people will complain about it.
I told you my complaint. It has.
So it has what? It has reoccurring enemies, but it doesn't. It has a handful of enemies in the game.
Yeah, a handful of enemies that they keep. Basically, palette swaps of enemies. Way too many enemies on the screen. The screens are too cramped. There's no co-op, which is terrible for a beat 'em up in that era. The secret areas require way too much pixel perfection to access. The pickups are useless. There's really no weapons for a beat 'em up. But we discovered that I forgot that you could pick up a garbage can every once in a while. Bosses are very badly designed boss fights. I mean, it's just a bad game. I mean, it's not terrible. It's not broken or unfinished or unplayable, but it's not great. I've beaten the game, so it's not like I haven't beaten the game, Gary. It's just not good.
Poor Gary.
Yeah, I think a lot of people disagree with that. If a lot of people disagree with Captain America not being a number 1, a lot of people disagree with Maximum Carnage being a bad game, and it's usually added into most people's top 10.
Well, here's the thing, Gary. A lot of people disagreed that the Amico was a bad idea, but we are where we are now, aren't we? When I have an opinion,
Yeah, but
Spot on.
Maximum Carnage is not comparable to the Amico at all. Not in any sense.
Blinded says a bad game doesn't need to be broken or not fun. Right, it could just be objectively bad game. And
Right, objectively.
is objectively
We
bad.
all have opinions.
I'm not speaking opinion. I'm giving you facts. It's a bad game.
No, that's not a fact.
It's like Buster Douglas Boxing is a terrible boxing game.
I haven't played that one in a while.
That's awful. It's really bad.
I think I got the Holyfield for the.
And Buster Douglas Boxing
Genesis.
isn't even a Buster. It wasn't even built for Buster Douglas. It's a Japanese game that they just threw Buster Douglas's face in.
Yeah, they did that kind of shit all the time. Ridiculous.
And Gary thinks that the SNES sucks in comparison to the Genesis.
Oh, that's a fact. That's a fact.
No.
There are way better games on Genesis than there are Super Nintendo. That's a fact. They held third party games better on third party bet. You could have your RPGs all you want. Third party games dominated the Sega Genesis. They were always better on Genesis over Super Nintendo. They both.
You think Contra is better? Better on the Genesis?
That's not what we're talking about. It wasn't the same game. And it's just as good. It's not.
You're just talking about ports, then.
Street Fighter better
ports.
on the Genesis than on
Genesis.
the Super Nintendo?
Street Fighter better on Genesis. Mortal Kombat better on Genesis. Lion King better on Genesis. Aladdin better on Genesis.
Mortal
Mickey
Kombat
Mania
had blood
better on
Genesis,
Genesis.
So it was better, yes. But Street Fighter 2 was no way better on the Genesis.
Yes,
Playing
it was.
on a 3-button controller versus
6-button control.
If you had the 6-button, yeah.
6 buttons.
That's a peripheral.
No,
That's
I'm not. We're not playing that.
A peripheral.
No, we're not playing that. We're not playing that
because the 6-button controller, Gary.
Yes, it did. The used system that I bought. The used system that I bought back in 2004 had a 6-button controller from GameStop. So yes.
Hey Tony, you missed the conversation last night. I listed a bunch of different games for Gary, such as what is the better platformer? Is it Mario or Sonic? And what is it? Is Mario better than Sonic, Gary?
Mario is better than Sonic.
It is better. And what game?
And I don't. And here's the thing, though. That's a stretch, though, because I don't like either. I don't really like either
Sega
one.
Genesis is worse than the Super Nintendo. Sega went out of business in consoles.
Sega went out of business because they made 3 mistakes. They know it wasn't shitty games. They made 3 mistakes: Sega CD, 32X, and the Sega Saturn.
I like.
And the Sega Saturn was, but the way they handled it was.
Oh yeah.
How they fucked themselves financially. It was a good chunk of time running them out of the business is what it was. It wasn't the games. Sega Genesis is, people won't admit it. A lot of people know that Sega Genesis has the better game, like the better library. I won't say the better games because that's wrong. You're right. Ninja Kitty's right. They had the RPGs. I like Mega Man X is my favorite of all time.
Hang on. What game on Genesis is better than Super Metroid in that style? Action adventure.
Action. Well, is it really action adventure? I guess a lot of people like Castlevania Bloodlines. They say that's hands down better than Castlevania 4 and
better than Super Metroid. Yeah.
Super Metroid.
What game would you compare Zelda Link to the Past with? Hang on. What game is better than Zelda Link to the Past? Action adventure game like that.
Lufia 2 is really good.
It's not as good as Link really to the Past.
Because Zelda's like it's a staple. It's Rise of the Sinistrals is like that's fantastic. That's comparable and that's just as good.
And I listed all the Square stuff last night, so I won't embarrass you again by listing 10.
Oh, there's like I said, there's definitely no doubt that they had the better role-playing games.
But hold on.
Even the sports game.
Wait. Hold on. Why did you even mention Lufia 2?
Because that's a fantastic game.
But that's not on the Genesis.
No, I said on the Super Nintendo. Oh,
But you're supposed to be defending the Genesis.
oh, okay, never mind. No, I thought he asked something
That's why I
else.
was confused, Gary. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, didn't Gary say Elden Ring was bad because it
Genesis
was like
to Link to the Past.
Elden Ring is bad because they're using animations from a 10-year-old game. That's why Elden Ring is bad. And
So
it's
the
not bad,
animations
and
are bad?
Gary,
it's bad in the sense that that's lazy
lazy.
developers.
Not
It's
bad.
lazy developers, not a bad game. No, it's bad in my own taste. I'm saying it's bad that
And your taste is bad. So two bads cancel out, so it's a good game.
What's the best Genesis racing game? Like car racing or whatnot?
They don't have one.
Oh,
They're really
so they don't
not a
have
good
anything
one.
better than F-Zero or Super Mario Kart?
F-Zero's not that great. F-Zero's overrated. Mario
F-Zero's
Kart is
Oh,
fantastic.
F-Zero's amazing. I gotta disagree, Gary. I love F-Zero.
Okay.
Overrated, and Mario Kart's fantastic.
And for 3D plane fighting games, what do they have anything comparable to Star Fox?
Star Fox is overrated too. Give me something else other than that.
Star Fox on the SNES, I will agree.
See,
Star Fox on the SNES kind of sucks. It's
see,
good on the
For its day,
Nintendo
though, it was
64.
Afterburner's fantastic, but those are more
That is
arcade.
good. That is good.
Arcade type games. I mean, they're different. But Afterburner's fantastic. G-Lock is really good. There's a couple other good ones.
You got Mega Man X on the Super Nintendo?
Yeah, I said Mega Man X is like my favorite game almost of all time. I told Ninja Kitty yesterday that.
So how could your favorite game of all time be on SNES, but you think that the Genesis is better?
Because it has a better library. If I were to, here's the thing. Here's the thing. If I were to pick a system that I had to live with and I couldn't live without, like I'm taking Genesis over Super Nintendo all day. It has
I just
a
want to
better
remind the
selection
chat
of games.
that Gary said Final Fantasy 2 is a terrible game.
It is a
Final
terrible
Fantasy
game.
4.
It is a terrible game.
Ooh.
And Earthbound is terrible.
Earthbound is average. It's overrated. There's a difference. It's not bad. I never said it was bad. It's overrated. It's not that great of a game.
Mutant League Football is good on Genesis. I'll give you that.
Oh, I like hockey better.
If you go for
I
other
thought the football was good too.
What's better, Buster Douglas or Super Punch-Out?
Genesis did have Genesis had great sports titles. Like they really did. Like that was one of the when I played Genesis, I was usually playing sports games.
Ninja Kitty's right though. They only edge out a little bit. They're pretty close. I do like hockey on Genesis is like awesome.
Hockey is great.
What's the best what?
Baseball game on Genesis. Because Ken Griffey Jr. baseball is than anything on
what's
baseball
comparable to Donkey Kong Country?
That's just a platformer. That's just a platformer.
Donkey Kong Country 2 and 3.
It's just a platformer.
It's just it's different. I mean, with the way that
okay, so Rocket Knight's a platformer. That's way better than Donkey Kong all day, hands down.
You know, Rocket Knight's on Super Nintendo too, right?
Yeah, Sparkster. Okay, but it's better on Sega Genesis, and Sparkster's a different game, ain't it? It's got different levels. I mean, it's like almost an entirely different game. It's not entirely a different game, but it's pretty close. But the first one's better. I think Sparkster was second, right? I don't.
It just sounds like you had a Genesis and not a Nintendo, and you're just trying to take it out.
You're funny.
I remember having these same discussions on the bus growing up.
But it's Genesis all the way. They have the better library, better games.
Well, what's the better library? I've given you 20 games that are better on the Super Nintendo.
Okay, so do they have can you get Splatterhouse on a Super Nintendo?
No, it's a shitty game, so
see, there we go. See, there we go. That's a shitty game. Okay, so
are you gonna say Splatterhouse is better than ActRaiser?
Yes,
No.
hands down. Hands down. Hands down.
Hands down.
Hands down. See, back me up, chat. They just said Splatterhouse was a terrible game. So you know they're trolling over here. And you know they're salty about my Captain America pick. That's what it is. They're salty about that. Tony doesn't like that I like Maximum Carnage. That's all I gotta say.
All I said in my original statement from the other day is
no, but there's hold on, let
top
me
5
go through them.
in the 30 to 50 range for Super Nintendo.
Elysia Dragoon, fantastic game. Let me pull this out. Shinobi 3. You got a Shinobi? You got Shinobi 3? No. Exactly. Decap Attack.
Okay.
That's a fantastic game.
No, it's not.
Yes. Oh my God.
Decap
You
Attack
guys
is
are
okay.
terrible.
It's an average game.
None of these games are ever in like top. The Genesis just has slightly better.
You guys are too busy looking at Super Nintendo stuff. You don't like
There you go.
Sega.
EA
The
Sport
Sega
games.
haters.
I like
Sega
Sega. I had a
haters.
Sega too growing up. I do, but I have to say the SNES has got a better library.
SNES has Chrono Trigger.
No.
End of argument.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
Far
See, you
better.
guys are
Super Mario
here's the
RPG.
Here's the thing,
Earthbound,
folks. When their
Turtles
only
in
argument
Time.
is RPGs. You take the RPGs out of it, and it's over. It's the only argument
Okay,
you
what's
have.
better than-
Yes?
what's better than a Link
Pilot-
Game?
Pilot Wings. Pilot Wings is an
awesome.
awesome game.
Is that what you're saying, Gary?
What's that?
If you just take all the good games away from
No,
the
I'm saying if you take the RPG argument away from you guys, you have nothing left other than RPGs.
What are you talking
That's
about?
it.
We just said Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah, but Super
Mega
Metroid,
Man,
is an amazing game.
Donkey Kong
Super
Country is
Metroid,
Donkey
Mario
Kong
World.
Country is a cheap game. It is not that great. It's another overrated Nintendo game for back in the day.
Oh, Gary.
Then play the second and third ones because they are better.
They are better.
You still haven't picked a better game than Link to the Past or Super Metroid.
I've already said Beyond Oasis blows those games away.
No.
RPG wise, Beyond Oasis was ahead of its time. Anybody who doesn't know what
How many
Beyond
remakes
Oasis
have they
is,
made
please look that up. Of Beyond Oasis,
of that?
they
How many remakes have they made of that?
two games in the series. 2 games in the series.
I know. How many times have they redid it? How many times have they
If they're
re-released
not
Zelda Link to the
Nintendo,
Past?
Sega's. I believe it was who did.
How many
Beyond
times did they
Oasis?
re-release Sonic 1, 2, and 3? Tons of times. So it's not like Sega won't
Because
do
those
it.
games, those games sold millions and millions and millions and millions.
Because they're good.
So
Or
you're saying there you go. You fixed it before I could correct you. Popular does not mean good.
It's pretty sad that Mario Paint beats most of the top Genesis games.
No, it does not. Get out of here.
It did.
Now,
It hasn't
now you're
aged
just
that
talking
well,
out of your ass.
I bet you way more people know Mario Paint's the
Of course, it's
squishing the bug game.
Mario. It's Mario. Come on, you're not being fair
Kirby's
to
Dream
Mario.
Course. Come on.
We
No,
haven't even
that's not.
thrown out. We haven't even thrown out
Ogre Battle.
Super Mario World, dude. That game is flawless.
Well, we did talk about it, and Gary said it is far better than this shitty
These guys
Sonic.
are hitting below
Overrated.
the belt. I'm going to price charting. Let me go to price charting. You're gonna have to make me.
Gary says take every game out of the SNES library, and the Genesis is the better console.
Yeah.
No,
Take
every
the top
game
10.
out of the.
Take the top 10 Super Nintendo games out.
Yeah. And Gary was defending the Wii U library too.
No, I said the Wii U library is. It's got enough games in it. It just didn't have third-party support.
Templar says, "Are you a?"
He also had a
history
shitty
game?
controller. The Wii U.
Do you have-
Retro
do you-
says you're his spirit animal.
You don't have. You don't really have to use that, dude. Couldn't you hook up the Wii U gamepad controller?
You don't
Or
have
no.
to, but it's
But you
designed
can't.
to
No,
be
I'm
used.
but I'm saying you could use a regular standard controller, right?
On some games.
Okay, that's all. That's
Do you
the
ha-
only thing I was asking. So you
Well,
can
do you-
use a
do you
regular
have-
controller.
Do you have Beyond Oasis in your collection, Gary?
I do.
Nice.
Okay,
Yeah,
I just
Um,
want
not
to.
making it in
I just
your
want to
top five.
respond to Retro Bro here. He says sometimes feel Gary is my spirit animal. Your spirit animal also says
Hold on.
We're losing you. Ninja
Streets of
King.
the Rage
You
2
keep
sucks
putting out-
compared to Mac.
I said I didn't
I was
say
just
it
saying
sucks.
that
You're putting
you did not
words,
like
and I didn't. I said
Streets of
Marvel-
Rage 2.
Captain America is the better game in my opinion. I never said it was. Did I say it sucked compared to it? I don't think I did. Did I? Was that the tweet? It
Blinded
might have
says,
been.
Blinded says, I got to call you out on your overrated argument. It doesn't hold any grounds.
It does. Let me pull up the games, and I'm going to start naming off games. I'm going to start rattling them off to you. And these are games in my
YouTube
collection.
says, you completely suck at debating, Gary. Just give it up. Hang it up.
Hold on. What are they debating me that their RPGs, which I've already agreed to, are good, are better than Genesis? That's it. That's all they've thrown out is RPGs. They're throwing out.
That's all we said.
You're throwing out bunk games like
Mega Man
Donkey
X?
Kong.
Super
That is
Mario
not
World,
that great
Mega
of a
Man
game.
X,
Super Mario World's
Zelda.
not that great of a game. They've made the same Super
come
Mario World
Oh,
game for the last 20
That's
years.
like my
He
favorite
lost.
game of
He
all
lost.
time is Super Mario World. I love that game.
Because it was a pack-in.
No, dude, it just had all of the secrets and trying to unlock everything.
I think these guys are trying to hit me with nostalgia.
I'm gonna mute
You don't like
everybody.
Contra?
I will admit I am nostalgia.
Gentlemen. First off, Ninja Kitty, your internet keeps cutting in and out, and we're missing half.
There you go.
Wait.
Yeah,
Secondly,
we can't hear you.
Retro Bro says if he thinks Streets of Rage 2 sucks, he's redacting his statement. It's no longer your spirit animal.
I didn't say it sucks. Okay, here we go. I got the list pulled up. Revenge of Shinobi. What game is comparable on the Super Nintendo that's better than Shinobi? Or Shinobi. That's not the same kind of game.
What kind of game is Shinobi?
You could say Hagane might be better than
Shinobi. What's the correct category of game?
Ninja.
So
Ninja's not a category of game.
The Legend of the Mystical Ninja.
So if we're gonna just go by platformer, then we're gonna include all the platformers together. So you can only say one. So when you're debating that the Super Nintendo is better, you can only pick one of those RPGs that you guys have thrown about 30 of them out.
Now you're making up
you threw out Final Fantasy 2, Final Fantasy 3, Chrono Trigger, Earthbound.
And they're all good games.
But you can only have one. They're all RPGs.
Why?
Because
let's just play by those rules.
You can't condense everything in one. You're saying that Shinobi's like comparable to Metroid? Those aren't the same games.
Well,
yeah, they're both platformers. I agree.
What kind of game is Shinobi then? What would you?
It's kind of like a beat 'em up, sort of like. It's a platformer. It's a ninja platformer game. I don't know what else to tell you.
Well, then how is Metroid not like that? You jump around, you shoot things.
Shinobi, because Metroid's different though. It's in its own category.
What about Mega Man X?
Throughout the entire game. It's not
Mega
a level
Man X?
Game.
Could you say Mega Man X?
I've already said Mega Man X is my favorite. One of my favorite games of all time.
That would compare to Shinobi. That would be the closest thing I could think of. Mega Man
Hagane. I already said Hagane.
No. See, Gary wants to compare it to some game that's not as good. He's like, no, the only game you could compare Shinobi.
Do you know how much? Do you know how much Hagane is and what
Hagane's
Okay. See these guys don't know. Hold on, you guys don't know your retro gaming, and yet you're trying to like rile me up over it.
No.
You don't know what Hagane is? How do you not know what Hagane is? How do you not know what Hagane is?
Who said they didn't know what it was?
Clearly you don't. You're trying to say it's a shitty game.
I didn't say that. I said
you just said
Shinobi.
You just said I tried to compare Shinobi to a shitty game.
Turtles in Time is better.
Shittier game.
So, but Hagane's not shittier. Hagane is comparable.
One of them has to be shittier, right? One of them has to be better than the other. They're not equal.
I know.
And
the Sega Genesis is better.
The game that you know is less good than the game that you're saying.
There is no debate. The Sega Genesis is just better.
I never did play. I'm looking at Hagane now. I never did play that.
So let me get through the list. Gunstar Heroes, better. That's like, dude, people love that game. Guy Aries. It has, what shooters does the Super Nintendo have? Over Sega Genesis
is better on shooters.
Exactly.
Genesis is better on shooters.
Each one has its strength.
UN Squadron is like the best shooter on.
Beavis and Butthead was better on the Sega Genesis than it was on the Super Nintendo. It's a good game. There's nothing wrong with the game. It's fine. It's a good game. Or you got, dude, Riding Trad. That's an amazing shooter. True Lies was better on the Sega Genesis than it was the Super Nintendo.
But True Lies ain't a good game.
Yes, it is.
You're like
it's
this
decent. It's
fucking
decent.
Piece of shit game is better.
You guys are naming everything that's still popular today because it's a big brand name. Zelda's a big brand name.
Zelda is good. Link to the Past is one of the best Zelda games in my opinion. Hands down.
I mean, it's one of the
Gary,
best Zelda
why
games
is it
because
still
every Zelda
popular?
game is amazing.
Ask yourself that question.
Every Zelda game is popular. Every single one is good. What Zelda game is bad? Name that. What Zelda game is bad?
Being unfair, it's 3-on-1.
It is because they're trying to rile me up, and they're not doing a good job because I'm looking at a list of games.
We're just trying to
The Punisher. Who has the best? Who has the best beat 'em up on the system? Sega does.
Final Fight 2,
Final Fight is not better than the Punisher. Not 1, 2, or 3 is better than the Punisher.
Than the Punisher?
Yeah, not any. No, there. You might say, what is it? Sonic Blastman 2. I can't remember what the really good one is. Whether that's Captain Commando. People like. There's a certain one. Certain people like. There's a top tier one. Hyperstone Heist over Turtles in Time. I personally would go with Hyperstone Heist. A lot of people are gonna go with Turtles in Time, but it's a long. They're both good. They're both really good. Turtles in Time's a longer game, but I think graphically they're close. I think Sega's got an edge by a little bit, but they're close. They're really close.
The Super Star Wars games are really good on Super Nintendo as well.
Did Super Nintendo have the Terminator 2 arcade game or no?
Maybe.
That shitty game.
Ninja Kitty is trolling you.
No, it's not.
Yeah, he is.
If you look on the worst list, it's on there.
No, it's okay.
What is
whatever?
T2.
It's not a bad game. It's not a bad port, but the Genesis port was better than the Super Nintendo port.
There is T2 on the Super Nintendo, by the way.
Streets of Rage 3, Streets of Rage 2, Streets of Rage 1, Splatterhouse 3,
here you
2.
go. Mike G said it the best. And this is where we're going to end it because we're getting hot. Both systems have great games, but the SNES has the most. That's the bottom line. There's more good games on the SNES than there is on the Genesis. No one says that the Genesis doesn't have good games.
It's a good thing that we all have our opinions. We all have our opinions, and not everybody agrees with that opinion.
Hey, Tony,
I like Golden Axe too.
Tony, I pasted a link in the private chat.
I see it.
If you go down to number 27, what does it say? For worst games of Genesis.
Well, Retro Bro, he's got crappy opinion. He says Genesis does everything better except RPGs.
Thank you.
The sound.
Gary, hang on a second.
Super Nintendo.
The Retro Bro also likes Shark. Let's remember this. So his tastes just as bad as yours.
I can separate. I can separate his bad taste in Amico stuff from Genesis stuff.
So indirectly, Gary loves Shark and Astro Smash. So there you go.
Well, hey, you got Echo the Dolphin on the Genesis, so there you go.
Echo the Dolphin is overrated. You want to talk about an overrated game?
I do love Echo the Dolphin. I had that on the Sega CD. With the music,
you guys are praising Echo the Dolphin, and Echo the Dolphin's kind of terrible.
I love it, dude. Hey, I like the Sega. I like the Sega too. I just think the Super Nintendo is better.
Well,
but I liked Echo.
This is from the Gamer, right? 20 worst Sega Genesis games of all time, and the 10 best. Now we scroll down here. The number, what is it? 27. Worst
right there. I
game
told
time,
you. T2.
Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Gary has bad taste.
I don't have bad tasting games. I have good tasting games.
I think Gary was talking about the arcades and the arcade game.
Yes, Retro Bro. The Echo is so much better on the Sega CD.
You're looking at the wrong game. The arcade game. You're looking at look up if you want to look up a game like that, look up the RoboCop versus the Terminator and see where that's rated. Because that's the game that you want, like the platformer that you're thinking about. That game's amazing.
Retro Bro has a point here. Echo is so much better on the Sega CD, Tony. If you haven't played it on Sega CD, then you're missing out.
No, I've played it on Sega CD. Yeah, the Sega. I was saying the Sega ones are kind of awful.
They're garbage, but Sega CDs.
They're not really like terrible, but they're ECCO. It's ECCO, right? Is that what he spelled, or did he spell like Echo?
Yeah, ECCO. RoboBlue says if Gary doesn't point out that the Gamer Infamous is a shit website. I'm out. He's completely falling for Tony. It was Ninja Kitties who gave me the link. I just went with it.
I didn't really see it. Like I'm on my phone, so I don't have the greatest view of it. They're trying to rile me up. These guys they know better. They know the Sega Genesis ranks supreme. They're just messing with us.
What?
No.
This is an argument we will all take to the grave. We've been arguing it since the 90s. We will argue it until we are 90.
I'm back in the schoolyard. I'm getting pushed around by the big kids.
Yeah. Nerd! He doesn't have a Super Nintendo. Get him!
I don't know. But we'll just go by units sold. So 30.75 million Sega Genesis sold. Let's find out how many Super Nintendo sold.
What about worldwide? Because
it is worldwide.
Oh, that was worldwide? Okay.
It just says units sold 30.75 million. Now we're going to go to the SNES, and we're going to see SNES has units sold worldwide 49 million. So there you go. 23 million.
Hold on. How many
in America?
How many years was the Sega out versus the Super Nintendo?
Okay, well the lifespan was from 1990 to 2003 for the Super Nintendo, and the Sega Genesis lifespan was 1988 to 1999.
To 2003, that's not right. They were selling units in 2003.
That's how it's listed.
Maybe in like other parts of the world, like in South America or something.
Wasn't here. I think the SNES Junior was like up until like 98 or so, I thought.
I think South America, they sold a lot of these things later on. Like they got things after us.
Genesis was popular in South America later on. Yeah, Brazil.
Yeah.
Because they had to offload them because they had so many in the factory because no one wanted that shitty console. So they're like, oh,
they dumped them down there. Like, here, take this
charity
bullshit.
Case. Like, here you go. Just take this shit. You guys will like subpar platformers.
That's what they're going to have to do. That's what they're going to do with the Amicos.
Ninja Kitty's just sad he couldn't afford a Sega Genesis because they didn't have them in Canada, and it was too expensive to import.
All right, so I think we've established that Gary has bad game taste. I'm sorry for subjecting you to his indie picks. I'm gonna have to look through all of his indie picks from now on and make sure
scrub them from the internet.
Yeah. Stop harassing bro in the comments, guys. Come on, leave Retro Bro alone. He's a friend of the channel. He's like our little buddy. I will tell you this, Gary. If you include like the 32X and the Sega CD,
no, I don't need to include all that. No, I don't need to include all that. 32X sucked.
Yeah.
I've never played the 32X. I was just assuming there might have been one or two good games on it.
Not really.
No, it was garbage.
Weren't there games too that you had to have the 32X and the Sega CD?
I think that was like Night Trap. I'm pretty sure you might have had to have the Sega CD with that too. I'm not sure though. Don't quote me on that.
I almost bought Night Trap the other day, but I didn't.
Oh, it's such a fantastic game. But you can.
Well, it didn't have it was $40, but it didn't have like it had the 2 discs, but it didn't. It was a reprinted.
No box.
No, it was just a regular DVD case and a reprinted manual. So
and that's the thing. It comes in like a cardboard box. So even my copy, I have the manual and I have the discs. I don't have the box. So
it's a good thing you didn't buy it because it is a terrible game. I'm not lying.
What? Oh,
I was only going to buy it just for
shits and giggles. No,
Night Trap is a terrible game.
I thought it would be fun to play. I thought it would be fun to play through.
It's one of the best FMVs that you can get, though. FMVs aren't great games.
That's like saying it's the best food at a shitty restaurant.
No, you guys got terrible taste.
The newer games that are similar to that are much better.
I liked Sewer Shark actually when I was growing up. I didn't know how to play it, but I thought it was funny as hell, like with the cutscenes.
It's fun to laugh at, but it's not a good game per se.
It's okay. It's okay.
So have you gentlemen watched Moon Knight at all?
Negative.
What's a Moon
You
Knight?
guys need to start watching fucking. Did you ever get Disney Plus yet, Gary? Because I know you said you were eventually going to get it.
No, I didn't.
I got it, but I haven't watched it.
I spent all my money on Sega Genesis games on Garfield.
All right, well, I'm gonna talk about Moon Knight anyway. We'll do it real quick. It'll be like a 5-minute segment.
Go for it.
I know we need Blinded here for this one. He's the expert.
He's not here. You guys, you can't ruin the intro. When I hit the thing, you gotta wait. Like we've been doing this for almost a year now, and you guys
Redo it. Start over.
So what's up, gentlemen? We're gonna be talking about Moon Knight, episode 2. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. We're gonna give a quick overview. There might be some spoilers. There probably won't be any spoilers because the episode sucked, and I can barely remember it. That's how bad episode 2 was. So the basic premise of Moon Knight is that he has split personality. He doesn't realize it. He's working under the Stephen Grant personality. He thinks he's an English guy who's just kind of like an inventory person inside a museum. Turns out, hey, he's actually Mark Spector, international man of mystery, mercenary. He's got a girlfriend who's an ex-wife and all kind of crazy shit. Well, in this episode, we learn a little bit more about the Egyptian god that's controlling him and how if he doesn't actually work with it, if he finishes up his contract, then the Egyptian god says, hey, I'm going to go take your ex-wife and make her my new avatar. So Mark Spector's like, hey, fuck it, I'll stick with No Shoe and stay as Avatar. We find out that the bad guy in the series used to be the Avatar of No Shoe. And really, that's pretty much it for this episode. Stephen Grant and the Mark Spector personalities kind of talk. He tries to explain to himself basically what's going on. And, hey, just fucking let me take control. And Stephen Grant's like, no, I don't want you to take control because I'm a pussy and I don't like beating people up. And we've seen him transform into the Mr. Knight personality. But instead of the usual comic book version of Mr. Knight, it's Stephen Grant in the Moon Knight Mr. Knight costume. And so he's got strength, but he's still got the silly, stupid personality of Stephen Grant. So it was pretty bad. It was really bad. The bad guys or the bad monsters are invisible to the naked eye. So they go over the footage from last week's episode. He's like, hey, there's this big fucking monster chasing me. He's like a monster dog, but surprise, surprise, the cameras can't capture him. Then we see later on in the episode, he's fighting with a monster on the street, and nobody can see it. It just looks like he's having a fucking spasm in the middle of the street, slamming himself up against a bus window and various things. So they're really, really going out of their way to be like, nobody knows what's going on. No one can see it. There's no collateral damage. Just everyone pretend like it doesn't exist. We don't know how it fits into the MCU. They still haven't explained how Doctor Strange or anybody could be like, hey, fuck it, Egyptian gods running around. Let's not do anything about it. So I think, it was a step down, Blinded Brill, from the first episode. I didn't like the direction that they're taking with it. Like I said, not very memorable. And I have a really great memory, so me going, hey, I don't really remember that much, not much must have happened. I would give this episode a 4 out of 10. Not great. MCU fans will shill hard still, like Blinded says, but it's not a great episode. And I don't have hope for the rest of the series. I'm really not looking forward to the next episode. But we will tell you how it goes. I'll give you a little mini review like this. But that's all I got to say about it. And that's it, really. Sounds like a great series, right? Sounds like something.
Yeah, so I was going to say, so we really should watch it, huh? You just shit on it.
It's bad. It was just bad.
I might have to watch it just to see how bad it is.
The Moon Knight, yeah. I mean, like I said, when the monsters are invisible to the naked eye, and they're just like, we don't want the normal people to know that shit's going on. It's just, it makes no sense. Like, there's no reason that these creatures are invisible. And then, like I said, being within the MCU always has issues because now you're like, well, why wouldn't Doctor Strange just know that shit's going on? Why is he not doing anything? Why isn't Thor or Odin or them, like, hey, shit's going down? What the fuck?
Yeah, you have to like just suspend belief on that, kind of.
Yeah, they did. So
I kind of muted you, or I was tuning you guys out while I was talking. I had you muted, but so what's your take on it? Are you liking it, Tony, or is it?
Post
I'm done with my
Dorkside's
take.
post
it's bad.
Dorkside's comment real quick.
Even Morbius is better, or
No.
worse? Moon Knight or Sega Genesis? Moon Knight.
Moon Knight. They gave me one.
Yeah, if you're a Moon Knight fan, don't watch it. It's not great. If you're an MCU fan, so far there's really no connection to the MCU, so you might be able to get away with not watching it. It is definitely a step down from the other Disney Plus series.
I mean, are they putting less? Are they putting less effort into it though?
No, the effort's there. It's just bad.
It's just bad. Bad writing. Or just everything bad all around.
Yeah, they're trying to condense so much of the comic, and the premise it's just not working in this medium. Like
they're squeezing too much in and do it too quick.
Yeah. It's really,
it got a 7.7 out of 10 on IMDb.
Yeah, I don't trust that shit.
But that's still a little low,
right? It's like,
and
it doesn't work. Like in the comics, it works more, but he's like literally talking to a mirror, and the mirror's moving. And
oh, okay, I got you. Now that's the dude from Star Wars, right? That played Poe. Okay, I wasn't crazy about that actor. I'm not sure what his name is, but I was never a big Poe Dameron fan in the Star Wars movies.
Oscar Isaac, I think.
Oscar Isaac.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
He doesn't really like when he does the two different characters. He doesn't differentiate them enough in his acting. Like he just drops the accent, and that's like, oh, he's the different person now. It's not really like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, it's hard to explain.
That's lame.
You need the more Sybil, right? You need the split personalities coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't have the chops like when
he's not good enough of an actor.
Yeah, when he's Stephen Grant, he doesn't have a certain walk or swagger. Then when he switches over, you're like, oh, you could just tell he switched over now, right? It's like he doesn't do Clark Kent into Superman very well. How's that sound?
What was the dude that played in that one? We were talking about it the other night. It's that where he had a split personality. He was in like those that Bruce Willis movie, like in the Unbreakable series, like.
Oh, that was
what's that dude's name? He probably
the dude that was in X-Men 2 is Charles Xavier, right? Was that the same guy? Wanted movie or whatever the fuck that was.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
I can't remember.
Someone like Split.
Yeah,
someone like him.
That was
someone like him would have been better.
Yeah, that was really good.
Like James McAvoy, you're talking about?
Ooh, Templar says
yes.
Oscar Isaac is a great actor. I don't know. Not Moon Knight.
He can play. I think he can play if he's in the right role. Like he was good in Star Wars, but I don't know how he would do it in a role like that, like where you have to play like a split.
James McAvoy.
Split personality.
Yeah, I think it's a case by case basis, right? Everybody likes different people. I never really cared for him. I don't know if that's going to lend itself well when I end up watching it, but we'll see. I'll have an opinion when I watch it, but then again, I'm not a big huge MCU guy or Marvel guy like you are, Tony, or like Blinded is, so I'm not that big. I mean, I'm I know my stuff, but I'm not as into everything as you guys were.
So James McAvoy, as Blinded has pointed out, is who we were talking about. He says he's a good actor. I agree.
Yeah, I think he did a fantastic. We just watched the X-Men movies, those last 3 of them, and I like those better than the first X-Men movies. I thought he did a fantastic job as Charles.
He was talking about Oscar Isaac as a good actor. Blinded Braille was, I think.
No. He said James McAvoy And I agree.
Oh, he did. Okay, I saw. Okay, Gatoroo said James McAvoy below. That's why. Okay, you're right.
James McAvoy did that last one. Yeah, Split's a movie. Oh, he says Blinded Burrow does say Isaac Ashton.
Yeah, that's what.
Mm-hmm. I haven't seen him in anything. What else is he in? Besides
He said
Star Wars
Ex Machina. I haven't seen that.
The one with
Ex Machina.
Angelina Jolie, where he was like, what was it, Wanted, or the one where he could bend
James
time,
McAvoy.
or the
We're
bullet?
back on Oscar Isaac.
Oh, he's been in a. Was he? He wasn't in Dune, was he? Did he just play in Dune or no? Am I wrong about that? He's been in a few things, but not a lot.
You say that as his Wikipedia page has like fucking 50 things on his fucking.
But what I'm saying, like really good, like really good movies,
or like as like a lead actor, or
he plays Gomez in Addams Family. The voice.
What?
Anyway. He wasn't.
in the
cartoon. I was gonna say,
yeah, the new animated one. Well, there's two of them, I think. Yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff since Star Wars.
Dune?
He was good in Dune. He was good. He was good in Dune. I liked him in Dune.
I still haven't seen that yet. I
haven't seen Dune.
A lot of stuff I need to see.
Apparently, he was in X-Men Apocalypse. I didn't know that.
He would have been.
He played Apocalypse.
Oh, he played Apocalypse? Wow. I didn't even recognize him as that. But there's a lot of makeup and probably they did like maybe some CGI, I'm not sure. I think they did like a legit costume for him for the most part.
He was in The Bourne Legacy.
The Bourne Legacy. Was that the one with Jeremy Renner, or is that the ones with the last one with Matt Damon?
I think that's the one with Jeremy Renner. Let me check. Yeah, that was the Jeremy Renner one.
Okay. It's been a while since I've seen that. That one was okay.
What else? Let's see. He was in Robin Hood. He played King of England. He played John. He was in Che.
I never that one was with the one with Russell, or who was in that Robin Hood?
No, that was, let me see.
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe.
They just kind of like stopped that. Like they looked like it was going to be like a series, but they just didn't really pursue it.
Yeah, it probably didn't make what they wanted it to make, and
that's so stupid.
That was that.
I love Robin Hood movies, man. I'm a big fan of Robin Hood stuff.
I like
the Men in Tights one.
Yes, that one's great too. But I love Prince of Thieves from the 90s. But yes, Men in Tights is great too.
Kevin Costner.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I love that movie, dude. That was like one of the first big like epic. Like it's like a modern epic movie. You know,
just like the soundtrack. You just like the fucking.
I would die for you. Brian Adams.
Yeah,
Brian Adams.
Brian Adams, Kenny G, and all them.
It had a 90s soundtrack.
That sounded like Star Wars.
No. You guys
want to hear a funny Brian Adams story that's really short?
Yeah, go ahead.
We were young, and we were about to go to a bar, and our friend was DD, and he went to pick us up, like to drive us, and he had forgotten that he had the Robin Hood soundtrack in his CD player. This is how old we are. Cranked, so when he turned the car on, we heard the big epic track from that from that movie.
Yeah,
and I never seen a guy scramble so much to change the track.
Shit!
But fumble around and not hit the buttons. And
I would die for you.
And that was forever. He's been tormented. It's been like 23 years, and we still bug him about it.
Yes, you should. You should, and it's deserved.
A 19-year-old guy listening to that, jamming to that, to go to the bar. That's hilarious.
Who else is in that video? There's like 3 or 4 people, no?
What video?
The one from the fucking the song you're just talking about.
Oh, Robin Hood.
Brian Adams?
Yeah, I think it's Brian. There's like 2 other people that sing the song with him in the video. 2 other like.
I don't think so.
boomer ass.
I think it was just Brian Adams.
I was referring to the area. I Do It For You video.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought the music video was just parts of the movie. No,
it's got him singing too, but it has Brian Adams and like locations of the like kind of singing. But yeah, then there's clips of the movie.
Do we have to bring the fucking video up?
I think you're gonna bring the video up.
You might get striked.
Oh yeah, you will. It's popular.
We don't need to hear it. It's terrible.
I can sing it for y'all again if you'd like.
Sing it for us.
It reminds me of the.
Die for you.
You know it's true. Come on.
You know it's true. Everything I do it for Retro Bro.
Do we have Francois on the stream here? Sounds like Francois.
Should do a duet.
You know what? I can't find the fucking official video. It's like only the Brian Adams singing.
I don't. That's the music video. I don't think has the Robin Hood parts in it. But I do remember.
I remember seeing it.
I know. I remember seeing it. I think there's like another version of it, like with the movie segments in it. But the actual video itself, I don't think it has any Robin Hood stuff in it. But you could bring it up. I don't know.
I can't find the
bring it up and look it
one
up.
I'm talking about. The one with the fucking Robin Hood.
The one that you can find doesn't have that in it, does it?
No.
I wonder if that has to do with like licensing stuff. Because if you can't find it at all, that's weird. Because it does exist, right? It's
yeah,
not
they
like
must have taken it
Mandela
down. I
effect,
know I've seen it, and that's
it is.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The Mandela.
It's Brian Adams, Rod Stewart, and Sting.
Oh, there you go, Rod Stewart. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Did they really? All for Love. I think that's a different song.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think that's what I'm thinking.
You're looking. Oh, okay.
But that was
I think they're in the video for the fucking Robin Hood one too, because I think it's the same soundtrack.
But the Brian Adams one, that was like the main song, right? Wasn't that the main song for the movie?
The main song. It's the Everything I Do song, whatever the lyrics are. Days knows them.
Secretly, Ninja Kitty knows them too. He just doesn't want to sing them.
No, I don't.
Yeah, it's like the video's gone. It doesn't exist no more. We're all fucking remembering something.
Yep. Mandela effect. In effect.
There's another video. I don't know if you ever heard of the band Aqua.
Of course.
Oh, yeah, the Barbie.
Right, well,
Barbie.
Dr. Jones. They actually scrubbed that video from the whole fucking internet. It's gone. You can't find it nowhere.
It's the Mandela effect.
No, I have it.
Oh, there definitely was a video for that.
It. I found it on the Internet Archive, and I tried to upload it, and it immediately got copy struck like within a second. They're like, you can't fucking upload this. Because they don't want to be associated with, there's one small scene in the video where it shows like a tribe of Africans, and they think that it's not PC anymore, so they don't want the video.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that makes sense, I guess.
So there might be something with this video too, where like we don't want it.
Yeah,
that
sucks. Lame. Somebody's got it somewhere though. You can find it on the dark web now.
That's why physical media is so important, fellas.
Yeah, you can find it on the dark web.
Going to the dark web for fucking Robin Hood Prince of Thieves song.
Yeah, you got the good shit.
Oh, that's funny. Dying over here. That is funny.
All right. What else we got going here? So we got Gary's Bad Taste. We talked about Midnight intro, weight loss.
Check, double check on Gary.
Yeah.
I think we got to talk about Project Unicorn now. Are we ready to unveil it? To let the world know what's going on here?
Is the
Do you
world
have
ready
a
for
do you have a
Project
prototype?
Unicorn?
Do you have a prototype ready that you've constructed with duct tape and
with
toilet
duct
paper
tape,
rolls?
cardboard. I have an Amico shell. I mean,
Oh yes, that's it. That's our template.
all right, ladies and gentlemen, like, subscribe, share the video, sub to the channel, because we're going to be talking about Project Unicorn. What is it? What is this thing that I've mentioned on several live streams? I've mentioned it on Smash JT's video. I mentioned it on Mad Max's stream last night. Well, when we first started this whole Amico journey, so many people kept saying, you don't know what it takes to make a console. How can you criticize if you don't do it right? Critics like me, we just tear things down. We don't create our own stuff. So I figured, why don't we make something? Why don't we go ahead? We know what all the failings of the Amico was. We know all the things that went wrong, so we could make them right. So here it is. This is the code name, Project Unicorn. Why Unicorn? Because it is the mythical beast of a console that we all want to catch. We all want to find it. So what it is it's going to be a 16-bit successor. It's going to be retro-inspired. We're going to keep it niche focused. We don't care about the family. We don't care about bringing you back to the living room. We don't give a fuck, right? We just want to play some good games. And right now, this is the official formal announcement of the project that will be going forward in 6 months, because this is the focus testing, fact-finding portion of production, right? We're going to go ahead, we're going to go out, we're going to look at how much it costs to make these things, how much chips are, we're going to talk to developers, we're going to do all the things that need to be done. And in 6 months, we're going to let you know if this is a viable project, if this is a viable thing. If it is, we'll be having an Indiegogo or a Kickstarter or something to raise some funds. Maybe we'll talk to a couple of VCs. Who knows? We're all going on this journey together. The idea is we're going to have real physical media. It's going to be CD, DVD type thing, because we want to keep the games under 4 gigabytes. We want to make sure that developers have enough room to make good games. And, put them on cartridges. We might not be able to get cost effective. So CDs, I think, is the best way to go. For exclusives, we are going to have exclusives, and we're going to work it a little different than normal. What we're going to end up doing is we're going to have, if it's an exclusive to Project Unicorn, we're going to take a little higher cut to help us recoup our development cost. And once we recoup the development cost, we'll drop our cut down and let the developers get a little more. We're only going to have a 1-year exclusivity deal with a right of first refusal. So if they plan on making a sequel, we would get the sequel first, or we could refuse and say, hey, your game was shitty. We don't want your sequel. Go ahead, take it somewhere else. We are going to allow ports. It's going to have a different structure as far as what our cut is. We're going to take a little more for a port because it's going to be obviously less work for the developers. But if they add extras, right? So if they're going to make a port and say they add a couple extra levels, extra costumes, whatever, if there's extras to the port, we'll drop our percentage down a little bit and give the developers a little bit more money. It's going to be no online play. Sorry, can't afford it, can't do it. We're not going to mail you a certificate to tell you that you're the best whatever player. We are going to look for developers who are making Kickstarter games that don't achieve their goal, but only need a little bit more money to go ahead and finish it. Talk to those type people. Talk to some developers we know, make some games. We're not going after licenses, so unfortunately, if you think that we're going to get another Earthworm Jim or the next Burger Time or something, not going to happen. Not right now, anyway. I'm not going to spend money on a license fee when we don't even have a system and we have sold 0 copies of anything, right? That makes no fucking sense. So we're going to develop some good games, get some ports, get some things happening. Then we'll worry about getting licenses. Then we'll worry about trying to get a broader appeal, if you will. controller is going to be a standard 4-button controller, so it's going to be real easy. It's not going to be complicated. It's going to have 2 buttons, 2 triggers. So to be real nice. No happy birthday message. Unfortunately, no. There's going to be no DLC, no microtransactions, obviously, because it's not online. It's not digital. And like I said, we're going to go ahead and do a fact-finding mission, 6 months. It's going to have one color, one console color. We haven't decided. I don't like chartreuse or brown, unfortunately, Carl, so no. But I'm thinking of something maybe greenish. I'm a little partial to green. So if there are any questions at this time, let me know. If Gary or Dazed get anything to add to the presentation, let me know. Like I said, this is the 6-month fact-finding focus testing mission right now. In 6 months, we'll give you an update. We'll let you know what's going on, what we've discovered, how much things are going to cost, and all that good stuff.
I think you covered it pretty well.
Will
It's
there
not going to be puke green. It's going to be nice green.
no
Possible.
laser light show?
And no light show. It will not have a Karma engine. We are not going to pigeonhole developers. We're going to allow them to make the games they want to make.
It's going to have a Kermit engine.
Kermit engine. There you go. You know, it's going to.
Will it have 10 commandments?
No commandments. We have 0 commandments.
So we don't have a Gary rating scale 7 on 10 approved of games.
Actually, what we have.
The Gary Sky Ranger.
We have a Miyamoto scale. So if it gets an 8 out of 10
there
on
you
the
go. I like
Miyamoto
that.
scale, then it fits on the thing.
Arioka wants to know if we will be in direct competition with the Intellivision Zero.
We will not be in competition with the Intellivision Zero. Sorry, no. I'm not sure that the Intellivision Zero is a real thing, to be honest. 2 face buttons, not 4. That's right. It's going to be 2 face buttons, like an NES controller, but then it's going to have 2 triggers in the back, like your old school PlayStation 1 controller. So this will give you a little bit more versatility, but we don't have to worry about shoulder buttons, which are kind of a pain in the ass sometimes. And trying to keep it simple, not overcomplicated. We will not be working on the next big oof sound. Tommy Amico, you can make a rap album about it if you want. The Chinese should build our hardware. Probably that's what's going to happen. We are aiming small. We're not aiming big. We're not looking to sell billions of consoles or millions. Not even 100,000. You know, we're going to try to, be realistic about it. Is this an actual thing or a troll? It's an actual thing. It's an actual thing that we're, like I said, we're going to go on a 6-month fact-finding mission. We're going to focus test. We're going to see what people want. We're going to reach out to developers. We're going to reach out to people that are working in the industry. We're going to reach out to manufacturers, to chip makers, to people who are technical. I have no technical knowledge. I got to find some people to do this. But we're going to try to make it happen. And the goal is to try to make it happen before the Amico comes out. So, Phil, everything you said sounds like you're setting up a scam console. I'm not. It's not a scam. I can just say that right now. It's not a scam. We will, if we get to the stage where, like, I'm not saying we're there yet. We're not on the launch pad. We're nowhere near the launch pad. We haven't even got to the fucking rocket ship launch site yet, okay? We're still driving to the fucking launch pad, okay? But if we ever get there, obviously we will be requiring at least like a $10 deposit on pre-orders, if that's the route you want to go. We will try to have something set up somewhere at some point to try it out once we get it to that stage. We're not there yet. You know, it's not like overnight. I can't just like, hey, I'm making a console, and then 2 minutes later we got everything set up, right? You got to give us a little time. But we've seen the mistakes of the past, and we're going to try to avoid them as best we can. Gary, obviously, we're going to let him play the games, and if he likes them, then they won't get on the system. How much of Smash JT's money are you taking? As much as you want to give us. I mean, we are not declaring war on Nintendo.
Sorry, guys.
We are going to, like I said, we're going to allow ports. We're going to try to get other games on it, and we're going to try to do stuff. We're not exactly competition, but we know that people are going to be looking at us like we are. You know, I don't want to say like, hey, you're going to buy this over a Nintendo or an Xbox, whatever. But we're going to have something unique, and we're going to try to make it cheap enough that you're like, hey, you know what? This is a nice little thing that I want to pick up and play, and I can play some old school games, style games, and you know, some 16-bit style beat 'em ups, shoot 'em ups, shmups, if you will. Are you the CEO? I am not the CEO because we haven't formed a corporation yet. We're just, like I said, in the fact-finding mission. I'm just the lead asshole on the project right now.
Can Ninja Kitty be the janitor?
He's Canadian, so maybe.
No, he's assistant asshole.
Assistant to the regional asshole.
I set up the Canada office.
Gatoroo says, seriously, though, sounds great to me. I'd back it. Yeah, like I said, we got to try to really look into it, look into the prices, see how much things are going to cost. We're going to try to keep it as simple as possible. So we're going to be talking to, people like Kev Triss and stuff, asking, what's the simplest thing we could build? It might look ugly. It might be like the ugliest console ever, but if it's really simple and it makes manufacturing easy, that's what we care about more. Easy manufacturing.
Cost everyday low price.
Yeah. We're not adding nothing to the controller, no disc, no touchscreens, no microphones, no gyroscopes, no accelerometers, not even rumble or an LED. You're lucky we're putting a start button on it, okay? You're going to have a D-pad. It's going to be not a regular D-pad. It's going to be the one with the the circle with the D-pad inside of it. I don't know what the fuck you call that.
Like on the Sega Genesis controller?
Yeah, almost like on the Sega Genesis, but not as crappy. Please tell me it has excessive nudity and violence. If the developers want excessive nudity and violence in their games, they're allowed to do that. It will, obviously every game has got to be rated by the ESRB. We're not looking to ship worldwide. I'm not worried about PEGI ratings or USK ratings. We're going to be focusing on North America, US primarily first. So apologies. We'll probably do like a Midwest because me, Dazed, Gary are from the Midwest, so that'll probably be like our test market. So right in there. Sort of like when Nintendo went to New York. We're going to kind of do like a Midwest test market thing. We're not going to use slave workers, but we're not going to use not slave workers. Like, it's got to be cheap, is what I'm saying. What framework? That's part of the fact-finding mission. We got to figure out what's going on. I am not a technical guy. I am an idea guy. I know where my skill set lies, and I know what I can do, my limits, and that's why we're going to find some people who can fill in for my weaknesses, cover up my bases, and get them together.
Tony, I know a few people who were recently laid off we can contact.
I do too. So price range, we don't have one yet, Mike. Like I said, I'm not going to give a price range when I don't even know what any of this costs. I got to look into it all. And like I said, in 6 months, when I look into it all and we've done everything and we've negotiated and talked to people, and they say, hey, the thing will cost $500, I'm like, shit, it's no good. Shut it down. It's not going to work. We don't have the fucking money. It's not gonna fucking right. But if I go and say, hey, we can get this thing for like $150, $200, then it'd be like, oh, maybe we'll move forward with it. Again, we'll have to evaluate at that time. Where can you send your? I'll send you my PayPal later on, Dorkside. You can send me that 10,000. We will not be working with Neil Patel or Tiki Tawara to get investments. Don't worry about it. Like I said, no DLC because they're just games on CDs. So unfortunately, no DLC. Possibly, expansions or spin-offs or sequels within the same universe. We'll see what we can work out, but no DLC. Do I have investors or are you using Kickstarter? Right now, at this point, we are seeking investors, and we will, like I said, in 6 months, evaluate if we should go Kickstarter, Indiegogo, GoFundMe, whatever it is. This thing better have a fucking hydraulics and a mariachi band horn. When you start up the system, it's gonna be like da 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 da. Project Unicorn. And that's how don't forget to start a thread on Atari Age. I'm banned from Atari Age, so I can't start a thread.
I can, so I'll do it.
Not be a bocce ball game unless somebody wants to make one, right? I'm not in charge of making games. I'm not developing games for the system. And we're gonna get developers. We're gonna get people. We're not, it's gonna be like third-party developers. We're gonna try to avoid first party unless we find someone. Unless Gatoru's is like, hey, I want in, be a part of this, and I'll develop games or something like that. Then we'll have first party. But if not, it'll be pretty much third party going forward until we make enough money to buy a developer or something. Can Gatoru's be the CEO? No, unfortunately, cannot. I'm not getting anybody this show, right? I mean, people can talk about it negatively, positively. They got questions. They want to talk about it, whatever. I will not be in touch with fine gentlemen like Phil Adam and Mike Kennedy, unfortunately. I will not be making a collection of Dreamcast games because those would be licensed games. And again, we're going to try to avoid paying any license fees, anything. So basically, like if we wanted an Astro Smash type game, we would just make our own. We'd just asteroids or meteor fall or something and make that instead of paying the additional money just for the name Astro Smash. Because I don't give a fuck about Astro Smash as a name. Can I put in for a review copy? You could. We'll put you on the list, Carl. But it might be a ways away. I will be the CCO. I will be the Chief Creative Officer. No. Like I said, developers are going to, be free to develop games. Do what they do, right? That's what they do. I will be the lead on the project. But when we get to the point where we need someone to speak for us, we'll obviously hire a PR firm or get someone in that kind of a position. I am not PR material. You guys watch the show, right? I'm not a PR guy. I'm probably canceled already. Go on Twitter. I probably got canceled twice just during the show. Yeah, I'm not going to put shit out there. Just put it out there. Yeah. What's up, Pong? Just in time for to become our number one shill for Project Unicorn. I have not reached out to the Germans yet. I have not reached out to anybody as far as getting grants. I have not considered licensing Dick Smith Wizard as a brand name. Sorry. Again, like I said, developers are free to develop the games as long as they are able to fit on the system, fit on a disc, and fit within our architecture, run on our system, then it's fine. Other than that, those are our only limits. We got no other limits other than it's got to be able to be put on the disc. It's got to run on our system, and it's got to be not shit. I mean, if you could fulfill those 3 requirements, then we're in business. It's not going to have an Intellivision hater collection. Sorry. I will not be hiring any YouTubers like No Swear Gamer and Gen X. They're great guys. Love them. But it's not really. Dorkside says, "You guys are welcome to my basement for our first party. Just let me ask my mom." No offices in Dubai and Germany. No offices, period. We're just running this straight out of our houses. We will telecommunicate through the internet. They invented this thing. It's called Zoom. You could have Zoom meetings, or we could just be StreamYard meetings, or I could pick up my cell phone and call one of these guys. And so we don't need offices at this point. I don't already have boxing and packing. I don't have a system. I don't have a console design yet. We're not at that stage. I don't have an office in Australia. Sorry. Sounds like 3 commandments. Not really commandments. I mean,
3 guidelines.
It's not even guidelines. It's just it has to run on the system, right? That's just
3 requirements.
Obviously it has to fit on the physical media, or it's not going to run on the system.
And it can't be shit.
It has to be good. We're not just going to put shovelware. Hey, Sherry got a follow up. Says, how many languages has the information been poorly translated into so far? Just poorly translated English. It has gone from my brain to the packaging, so poor English. If Gary wanted to do pixel art, I could do some basic freebie packing games on the system ROM, like the Sega Master. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Gatorooz, for the offer. We will be in touch, obviously. Dazed is going to grow a fine curly mustache. No, he's got his walrus tusk. We're going to leave him. We might make a Dazed Gaming, Wally the Walrus adventure.
There you go.
Can we get a game where you play as No Swear Gamer and little cuss words pop up? You have to shoot them. There will be a quiet time going into production. No, we'll answer questions honestly and openly. We're going to actually have what's called true transparency. And if we're not there, or the system's not working, or negotiations aren't going well, or we just are not able to get the funds, we're going to let you know straight up. Like, hey, we're having trouble. This is a difficult thing. It's not ready. Says, do you have the exact ideas and full picture document to read? I don't have anything for you guys to read yet. Like I said, it is in the idea phase. We're going to be looking into the different avenues, the different chipsets and all that stuff, and the architecture and manufacturing and the size of the console, and getting all those things. And then obviously we'll be letting people know what's going on at that point. Again, we're not on the launch pad. We're driving towards the launch pad. We've stopped off for burgers, and that's where we're at right now. We're eating burgers on the side of the highway on the way to the launch pad. How many deep dives will there be? Can you hire Tellerico for marketing? No. How many deep dives? Obviously, we got to get some stuff going first before we can even talk about deep dives. Will there be any launch delays? We're not going to announce anything until we have something in place. I'm not going to give you a date that we know we're not going to hit, or that we don't even know if we could hit, right? So the only date I'm giving you right now is 6 months from now on 10/9/2022, or the Saturday after. So 6 months and a Saturday after today. Boom. I'll let you know where we're at. My mission statement is to make a console that plays good games that comes out before the Amico. That's my mission statement. I don't know. If you guys want to start Unicorn After Dark and having YouTube meetings about imaginary things that you've come up with in your brain, feel free. I'm not going to use percentages for status updates. I'm going to give you actual detail. I'm going to do that. I'm going to say, hey, this is where we're at. We have this picked out. We have done. We pilot this, blah, 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 whatever. I'll let you know. Now, consider making the shell pyramid shape. Again, we have to actually get the chipset, get the architecture, get everything set up before we get the shell, right? You don't design the outside of the box before the stuff that goes inside the box. So we're going to get the stuff inside the box, and then we're going to get the box as small as we can to house the stuff. And whatever shape that ends up being, whether it's a square or a rectangle, a circle or a triangle, that's what it'll be. Where do you find the delusional folks who do the shilling? They find us. So we just put the idea out and then like people start shilling. That's how it works, right? I won't be doing like 6-hour interviews on YouTube. Dazed and Gary and the rest of the gang are forbidden from doing 6-hour interviews, 3-hour interviews, talking and making stuff up. And none of that shit's going to happen here. Is it going to reach out at GameStop? Possible. We got to talk to some people. We got to let people know, and we'll see how it goes. No misleading lies at all. We're not going to have any. Zero. We're not going to stand for that. If I find out anybody is giving misleading lies as an official spokesman, they'll be fired from the project, and it'll be fixed. I'll issue an apology on behalf of the company, and we'll go from there. I will not be targeting anybody to help promote the console. Other than this channel, I won't be really talking about it until we're at a stage where we can talk about it. No idea yet, Joshua. We don't know how many parts it has yet. Says Theranos designed the outside first and it worked for them. No, wait. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, we're going to get everything set. We're going to get our ducks in a row. We're going to do this in the proper order. And if it's not viable in 6 months, I'll come out here and say, hey, guys, it's not viable. It's going to cost way too much to produce. It's going to cost way too much to sell. Couldn't get nobody on board. It's a dead project, and it'll be dead. That'll be the end of it. If not, then we'll say, hey, guys, this is what we're at. This is what we figured out. And this is how much it's going to cost, how much it's going to manufacture. This is what we need to raise. This is what we have raised. This is what we have. Here's the fucking specs. Here's the design. Here's the this, blah, blah, blah. And we'll go from there. Let's do this. Where will we have private meetings? We're not going to have any private meetings. It's going to be no show meetings. I know, like I said, we're learning from the mistakes of other people. So we're going to handle this in a professional manner as best we can, even though we're not professionals. I don't have 600 years of industry experience, but I think I have enough brains to know not to come out here and insult people and call people gaming racist and stuff. Mr. Lee will not be involved. He's the Coleco Chameleon guy, if you don't know. No. Yeah. We're going to meet in Dorkside's basement, pending his mother's approval. Will Tommy Amico make hater songs about it? No, he's going to make good songs. He's going to make a rap album. Dorkside says, do you have an overstock of chips or do you anticipate a shortage? Well, we haven't picked out a chipset yet. Like I said, we got to figure that out first. Then, and again, we're not going to be looking to make 1 million consoles, right? We're going to see what we can get, what is the best order, whether 10,000 or 100,000 or 50,000 or 20,000, whatever it is, most priced effective. And that's what we're going to develop first, put them out there, sell them. And then if we make enough money, we'll go ahead and make a second run or a third run or a fourth run and increase the scope of the project as it is viable to do so. Right? We're not going to just like make 3 million consoles and throw them out there and hope that people buy it. No, we're going to start small and then increase as we go along. No private Facebook group. I don't think we're going to have a Facebook group at all. Like I said, I can't stop other people from doing things, but there will be no official Facebook group or Atari Age forum or anything like that. Will you issue us all contract numbers so we can keep in touch at all times? And no, you're not getting my contact number, and we're not going to be having meetings. I am a super sleeper, but I don't want you guys calling me all night. 20K, no way. I don't know. Like I said, we got to go through the steps, through the motions, see what the interest is, see what people want. Will I be allowed to tell people I'm close personal friends with Tony TGT and I think of you as a brother? I mean, I can't stop you from doing it, Tommy-O, but it'd be kind of weird. So don't do that. You can't have a Facebook group when you don't have a face. Yeah, Gary's going to be the face of our company. Have you seen his face? But that's all we got right now at this point. Like I said, we're going to try to get the best things that we can. We're going to talk to developers, indie developers mostly. There's a lot of Kickstarter projects out there that just need a little bit more money to get funded, and they'd end up not getting them, a couple thousand. So we're going to try to contact those type of people. Like, hey, if the game looks good, say, hey, we'll pay for the development. We'll give you the contract. We'll talk it over. We won't announce anything until it's signed. Till the ink is dry, you won't even know what games are going to be on it, right? It's going to come with 2 controllers out the box. Someone suggested 3 as a joke, but no, only 2. That's really it. That's all I got on this. Smash says, hello. Yes, I would like to inquire where I can invest on the ground floor of this rocket ship. It's not on Launchpad. You might have missed that. Again, I can't stress this enough. We're on the 6-month fact-finding mission. And 6 months from now, we'll let you know what's going on with investment, what we need to succeed in this venture. You got to start super small with produce, but be able to scale it up. Yeah, that's the point. Like I said, I got to see what the costs are of everything along the way and what we can raise. We will not have monthly chanting or virgin sacrifices. Unfortunately, sorry, Carl. I would start with 10 first. 10 might not be viable. We might start with like 3, right? We might make 3, see how it is, get a couple things on there, some basics going, let people play it, see if they're interested in it. But we will, at some point, have to scale up to the thousands. Atari 2600 came with 3 controllers. Oh, okay. There you go. Smash says this sounds far too reasonable for my taste. Thanks, but no thanks. It's all right, Smash. Pong says I'm not chilling for this project unless you join our chats and bullshit our viewers. Again, I don't want to bullshit anybody. I just think that there is, and I don't want to say that there's a hole in the market, right? I think that as far as indie games go, there are a lot of games that just get overlooked. They get lost in the shuffle. So we're going to try to get the best ones, give them a little spotlight here. There's a lot of games that don't get funded because people don't know about them. There's so many Kickstarter games out there that people just don't know about, right? We highlight some of them every once in a while, and you guys are like, oh, I didn't know that was a thing, or that was something coming out. So that's what we're aiming to try to get those games, put them on, give us some exclusives, something that people are like, hey, that's interesting. The console's not too expensive. The games aren't that expensive. And we'll work from there. Hopefully this was just, I wish it was a bad joke, but I spent far too much time on this to make it a joke. So I guess we're going to go ahead and try to go forward with it and see how it works. Because again, we've seen what doesn't work, and I think we can make something work. So why not try, right? I'm not partnering with anybody. We have no partners. I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm not going to say things just to say things. They already actually have a game, marijuana farming simulator game on the phone. Things like Marijuana Farmer or something. So, I mean, it's a good idea, Carl, but it's not a new idea. Can I join the team as retro old boobs? No. No. So like I said, 6 months from now, we will come out again, talk about it. Until then, we're probably going to be pretty hush as we just go ahead and go about our day and try to figure this out. We'll have an update for you. This is a real thing. I know it sounds silly. It sounds like I'm bullshitting. It sounds like I am trolling or being facetious, but I'm not. I'm going to go ahead and try to do this because, again, we've seen what doesn't work. We've seen what can work. We have ideas ourselves. And, why not? Why not try to make something work? But you guys stay smashing. So that's a Project Unicorn for anybody wondering. Yes, it is a real thing. It's a real thing. And I can't say that without sounding like I'm like being funny, but I'm not. Anything to add, Dazed?
No, I think you said it all. Like Gary said, it'll be interesting to see what we can come up with, kind of ideas.
Smash says, genuinely wish you the best. Thanks, Smash. We appreciate that. We have a concrete plan, like I said, but our plan is to look into things and figure out what's going on. Right? I don't know how much this stuff costs. I can just pull out numbers. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna look at the different things. I'm gonna talk to people who make consoles, who make things. I'm gonna talk to Kevtris, see what he has to say. What would be the best specs, the best chips, the cheapest, the most available. Unicorn's not Italian enough. Yeah, I thought it was a nice name, like Unicorn. Like I said, it's a mythical creature. All these consoles are trying to come out. And, they're just vaporware. They don't exist. You need saggy melons, remember? If you can't pre-order, that's right. There are going to be no screens. You might have missed it, Smash, but like I said, it's going to be 4 buttons, 2 face buttons, 2 triggers, and the start button, D-pad like a Genesis D-pad, and that's it. Super simple design. I think most games would be able to fit into those parameters of the controller. It's going to be not quite, Atari 2600 level, but we're not going to be PlayStation 5, obviously. Yeah, I can't really. Yeah, I know you can't really, but it's okay. I left my panel speechless. They weren't prepared for the rant, for the pitch. Physical games. Like I said, we're going to do CDs. Doing things online, having fucking servers and all that, that's way too expensive for us. So it'll be a lot simpler to just do CDs, DVDs, whatever you want to call them. Put the game on there, put it in, play it, and it works. You think 3 face buttons is ideal? Well, like I said, we're going to look into it. And if 3 face buttons is better than 2, we'll look into it.
I mean, that is true. Like, so 16-bit games had at least 3 or 4 if you were the Super Nintendo. Like, the 2 button was on the 8-bit.
Well, it's going to have 2 face buttons and then
triggers. 2 triggers.
So it's like 4 main buttons. But, yeah. I say CDs, but you know what I meant. I meant DVDs. A DVD can hold, I think, like 4.7 gigabytes. Standard, 1 layer, a 1-sided DVD. I will not be reaching out to Tommy and Phil. I've seen what they did. I'm just going to do the opposite. Every decision I make is going to be, what would Tommy do, and then do the opposite. It's almost like the George Costanza approach.
Yes. Gator Ooze thinks SD cards would be a better option than CDs.
SD could be a better.
It's cheaper.
See, that's what we're learning here. We'll look into that, and we'll see what the cost is, and we'll see how that works. We did not say if they're wired or wireless, but that's again part of our fact checking thing. If it's cheaper for wired controllers, then you're going to get wired controllers. We're going to give you a long enough wire if it is wired. You know, we're not going to give you like a short 3-foot wire. We're going to give you like a 15-foot beast. But if it's cheaper, we'll go wired. Depending on how much, like if it's like 2 cents cheaper, then obviously we'll just go fucking wireless. But
Tony, I have a question.
go ahead.
Will you have an E3 presence? And if so, will you start your introduction with talking about yourself for 2 minutes?
E3 is not going to be a thing anymore. I think they canceled E3 this year.
They did for this year, yeah.
This year,
they said
but
they're
not
going to
next
be
year.
back. They said they'll be back next year.
Well, they said they were going to be back this year, and this year got
Okay,
canceled.
Gamescom.
Gamescom, no. That's European, and we have no European presence. We're going to start here in the U.S., focus on that first. I will buy you real Italian pizza.
Yeah.
I will
Domino's.
hire an old Italian lady to cook homemade pizza.
When the
At the
moon
first
hits your
unicorn.
eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore.
Chappie says it's not about length, it's about girth. Well, it's going to be a big girthy wire, don't worry. Smash says just make something that works with the 8-bit dough and have people buy them separately or sign a deal with them for discount on bulk. Again, like I said, we got to look into it, and if it's cheaper that way, we'll go that route. But thank you for that advice. We're always open to it. Just put an Evercade in an Amico shell. No.
Will it have online connectivity, your plan system?
No.
No, he said that earlier.
So then Gary can use it?
Yeah, Gary will be able to use it. 'Cause he'll be online.
Right, Gary? Right. I'm Gary. I have bad taste in games. So yeah, he just answered.
We will have a thing. If you take a Polaroid of your high score and send it in and you have the highest score for the month, we will not do anything. But you can do that. Send it in.
Yeah.
Stop saying CD. Lol. CD is way too small. DVD. Okay, DVD. They look the same. A CD.
Use
DVD
SD. It's cheaper.
same
You don't
fucking
You don't put a DVD player in. Micro SD. There you go.
I'm a boomer. Right.
What colors were you thinking, Tony?
I said one color. It's gonna have one color only.
He said it was going to be it could be whatever's cheapest, so it might look ugly.
Yeah. It might be the ugliest thing ever. It's not about aesthetics.
What about
It's about
stick-on
functionality.
decals, as you Americans say? What about stick-on decals?
If somebody wants to make something
They
for
can.
the system, then we'll definitely be okay with that. But that's not in our wheelhouse. We're not going to be making extra things at a
Accessories?
cost for no reason.
So no merch?
No merch. No on-demand stuff. No. Okay. Tommy's going nuts about the difference between a CD and a DVD. Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry I said CD. Apologize. Are you going to showcase it at malls? Like I said, we got to see. We got to get something first to showcase, right? And if I got to put Gary in a van and have him drive around the Midwest, with a flat screen TV on the side of it, and
Yeah, I've already agreed to do it.
That's a sacrifice we're willing to make.
we'll let you know. Like I said, we'll have it like a tour, a unicorn. It'll be like, can you spot the unicorn as we travel across the U.S. with the unicorn van? I don't know if we're going to be going. I'm pretty sure no. We're not going to be on any talk shows, and nobody's going to be inviting us. No Steven Tylers, no famous people. It's not what it's about. The most famous person talking about it might be Genovi. But that'd be about it.
You don't think we can get Vito talking about it?
I just said maybe Vito. That depends. Yeah. Hey, Hey, this is what it is now. You can't confuse this stuff like Telerico did, NFT, NFC. You might get yourself in hot water.
That is a
It
good
is
point.
true. Got a good point. I concede once again. I meant DVD. I mean, we might call up Sony and get some UMDs. Maybe we'll convince them to start making some of those. Dean TV is more famous than is he?
No,
Yeah, Dean TV's got like 50,000 subscribers.
Does he?
but not
Yeah.
views though.
Ellen, who's your biggest inspiration, Tommy Tellerico. I wouldn't even give him credit. I wouldn't even say that. If I ever got to the point where somebody wanted to interview and talk about the system, I would not say a single word about anything I've ever done in the history of my career, of any kind of career. It would all be about the system, about the games, about what we got and what we're coming forward. Yes, we all know about frogs and hot water. Yes. Again, mea culpa. I'm sorry. Apologize. I'll probably be saying that a lot. Tom Hill doubted being confused. Yeah. We're not going to sponsor any shootings. No. The Amico Shills start a Unicorn Hater Club group. Yeah, probably. When they start seeing, I don't want to start bashing. I don't want to start this like a feud. But I'm sure that if they see us moving forward, they might be a little upset.
Oh, they will shit on us.
But we'll leave it at that. And like I said, that's it. That's all I want to say about that. We got it out there. I'm going to put the idea out there. I think we got 20 minutes left. I got the other thing scheduled, I think, at 9:30. I think we're actually running through into the other broadcast that's supposed to start, the after show. So let's do a real quick Amico segment here, and then we'll just switch over to the after show and let loose and have some fun.
Sounds good.
So Intellivision Amico, let's have a little update. As we know, lots of people really upset at some of the shills, some of the cult members. Like and subscribe to the video. Do all that good YouTube stuff before we get into the main topic. But the Intellivision Amico put out that nice, not even a press release, a Facebook post, I guess you would call it. It was a nice little Facebook post talking about how more expensive the system is going to be, how they're going to have a one controller version. They still did not actually update their partners in Europe because Europe retailers are still talking about white and black being on pre-order. But Intellivision itself said they're not taking pre-orders for the white and black. Kind of weird. It seems like the wood grain has now become the de facto color, with the purple being the special edition. I did remember we were saying at one point that they were probably going to get rid of all the colors and go one color. So them going two was close enough to our prediction. Anything else happened in the last couple of days that I missed about the Amico, gentlemen?
No. Ben Silverpong had a pretty epic rant.
He had several epic rants.
I haven't seen any. I haven't really heard anything. Yeah, that Facebook post was the last big one.
I know several of the people on the Facebook apparently were cheering this price increase as it was a good thing.
Who would cheer that?
Facebook people, I guess.
Just
they basically
people
said
that are.
Is it bots?
No, it's real
bots.
people. I was surprised myself.
Yeah, I did see some too. Some defending it. What's one guy? Anthem Two Tails. I saw he made a video kind of saying that he would rather that it's still a better value than buying a Switch because of those 6-pack in games. Saw that. DJC made a video and he just kind of like pretended like it was all good and cool. So yeah, there's definitely people that don't seem to mind. They're just going along with the marching orders.
Yeah, this price increase basically puts it dead in the water. If there was better games, then you might make the argument, well, the games are still good enough that the price is worth it. But we were already arguing that the value was, not there at $250.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
and then it's like, so you get less control. You get one less controller, and you're paying like what, $40 more. It's done.
yeah, and the whole zero down deposit.
Yeah, what's up
really
with that?
weird.
Like,
What do you think, Dazed? What do you think is the reason?
I don't know, man. Like, I mean, I guess it could be. I doubt it, but I mean, it would definitely open the door up for a bunch of fake pre-orders put in that might make it show that there's more interest than there really is. But that's the only. I mean, I don't know. Like, it just all seems like really scammy.
Well, what really is weird to me is, like I said, the European partners don't seem to have any indication that they know what's going on. And I would think that they would want those people to transfer their pre-orders over, right? So they could actually give them a console if they were looking to sell them. I know some people were thinking, hey, I think Max and I think someone else said that, by not having the retailers, they're going to save money because the retailers aren't taking their cut no more, right? So you would think if that's the point, then all the retailers should have been informed so that all those pre-orders from Amazon UK, Amazon Germany, GameStop Europe, Argos, Saturn, those other places that I showed the other day, you would think you'd want all those pre-orders too to maximize your profits. But the fact that they're not, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I don't get it either. I don't really understand what the whole point of that was. I mean,
has this information been updated on their official page?
It is on the official website, yeah.
And did they make any announcements on the Republic site to their investors or anything?
No.
Naturally.
There's no email either. They didn't email. Usually they send an email blast out to everybody on the email list. No email. So
that would be something you would think your investors would need to know, the price increase.
Well, not just investors, but like someone like me who had a pre-order and then got rid of it. If they wanted to try to get me back, you would think they would send me an email. Hey, we're taking pre-orders directly, no money down. Come on back. We missed your pre-order. We want it back. But
yeah, no. For real.
Yeah, Smash says 0 emails for investors. So it's kind of weird. Kind of weird that they didn't. No emails went out to anybody. It's just posted on Facebook, updated on the Intellivision page. And what's really doesn't make any sense to me is they said they want to gauge interest, right? That's why they have 0 down and they're going to allow pre-orders. But let's say that 10,000 people pre-order, right? It's no money down, they pre-order. And then 3 months from now, they say, all right, guys, we want your money, right? We're ready to ship. And 5,000 of them cancel. Fuck that. I don't want the system.
It's literally got to just be a ploy to try to show people that there is interest to try to get investors. That's really all it is. It's just like they're just gauging the market, but it's completely phony.
Even if they do that and they get the interest, right?
That's what I'm saying. They don't even give a shit. They're just literally now just say, see, give us money. That's what it seems like to me. That's the only reason that it could be, because you're right. It doesn't do anything for your long-term future. It literally just strings this crap along for another little bit of time just so they can say that we're not dead.
Well, not just long-term future, but what I'm saying is, right, let's say they get 10,000 pre-orders. They make 10,000 consoles, and then half of them cancel. Now they're sitting on 5,000 Amicos that they can't sell. So whatever profit they made off of the 5,000 they sold probably gets eaten up on 5,000 they didn't sell. So the only people that win, I guess, are the 5,000 that got theirs. So that's a win. Yay.
Are they even going to like start manufacturing them? I mean, would they say, "Oh, we got 10,000"? I mean, how could you trust that when people are putting no money down? Like that's literally like a used car, like no money down, blah blah. You know, like that's just it's bad. It's really makes no sense.
G says losing a retailer and converting those sales through Intellivision more or less percent on the Republic. It's more. You get more from direct sales to the Republic investors than they would get from third party. It was a benefit. The third party sales were a benefit for Intellivision not giving money to the Republic investors. So whatever profits they're going to make, they're just going back into the Republic. Like they're going to lose out. It's a lose-lose. They're so fucked on all the different deals that they've made.
Yeah.
That it doesn't even like matter at this point.
I honestly, it's hard. It's just not for me. I can't imagine that it's not just another thing to literally just string this crap along, like to continue it, to try to continue the con. Because why would they? You're right. There's nothing keeping anybody from just dumping that later when they, oh shit, I got to pay something now. F that. Because at least if you're putting in $100, you're showing a willingness to buy something. Anybody can just do this and then just cancel when it's time. Oh, never mind. Yeah. Like what? It's so dumb. Like, what do you think it is, Tony?
I think this whole thing is more kabuki theater.
Yes.
We're actually trying to do something. I think they're going to make 100 consoles, send them to Republic as they're mandated, and then that's it. Close up shop. We tried. Look, guys, we tried everything. We offered people $0 down, and we didn't get enough pre-orders. We couldn't make consoles. Sorry about it.
Is this literally like a cover your ass thing now, just to like try to avoid any kind of legal issues, like you're saying?
You know, like when someone dies and then their body flops around a little, even though they're dead.
Yeah,
that's where we're at right now. But like the gas is escaping, so the body's still kind of moving, but it's not alive. It's been dead for a while.
Wow.
That's my opinion anyway. What do you think, Ninja Kitty?
I think this is the beginning. I think you guys are just too negative. This is the new life, new lease on life. No, it's what you guys said. I think it might also have to do with the German government stuff too. Maybe they have to show proof or something that they did something, but we don't know exactly.
Yeah.
No, it's pure speculation.
I think Gary fell asleep, so his opinion is nothing. He got so mad.
Gary fell asleep because he was playing his Genesis games and he just passed out from boredom. So,
so it'll be interesting to see going forward what happens. What's the next move for Intellivision? But we'll be watching. We'll be waiting. 2 hours and 42 minutes. That's the show. I'm gonna put in the chat the link to the after show. I'm leaving this separate because it's easier for me to cut up or for Blinded to cut up. So in the description is the after show. So go ahead and click on that. We'll be over there in about 5 minutes. Thank you guys for watching. See you in a couple minutes, I guess. All of us but Gary, because I'm sure Gary's asleep and he's not going to get the link to go to the after show.